Oh, shoot. Alarm. Alarm. Should I get coffee? Should I get coffee? Nah, I'm okay. I took a nap. I feel good. I feel good. Yo, today is the first day where I'm actually streaming on Facebook. So you could probably get some cool calls in. We got what, like an hour and 10 minutes to probably take some calls. And then we got to hop on the Speakeasy podcast. Let me just make sure everything's working as intended. Okay, that's working. That looks good. Let's see what else we got. Just make sure that this is working. I'm going to check my Facebook because I'm streaming there. Oh, hell yeah, it is working. Sick. I'm actually kind of curious. If I comment test, does it just like work? Does it just like, oh my god, it just works straight. That's freaking cool. That is freaking cool. Gotta say, that is cool. Alright, well, I'm gonna let everybody know that I'm streaming. Very cool. Very cool. All right. User text Jen saying first. Hello. Why don't I see the chat on this menu? Why don't I see my chat working? Where is it? Chat box is right there. Why isn't it working? Joel says hi. Hi, Joel. We're taking some calls. We got like an hour before the debate starts. Amen sup. Wait, are you defending US folk? Us folk? Nice. Us folk? This guy came in and... Well, let me read specifically what it said. So Speakeasy, he contacts me on Discord, and he goes, Marte, who you have debated on my show. If I'm not mistaken, Marte is the gentleman. He is a black gentleman who told me that systemic racism does not exist. So I spent some time trying to educate him that systemic racism does indeed exist. And he said Marte, who you have debated on my show before, wants to challenge you specifically to the debate prompt: black people should pay whites reparations. Are you interested? And I'll be honest, I had a double take on that one. I was like, I don't believe you. Hold on. So I responded. I was like, okay, hold on. Let's get this straight. I want to get it right. Hold on. Let me move my camera. Marte, a black person, wants to debate me, a white person, on whether or not black people should pay whites reparations. As in, black people should be the ones paying white people, not the other way around. Did I read that right? Or is that a typo? Like, I'm just like, this is such a stupid argument. Hey, Bush is saying, what up, friend? How you doing? Frista is saying, nice shades. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going for a new look for these streams. Streamers got a look, and I'm trying to figure out like a look, I guess. Rod Easter says black folk, us, me, LOL. Yeah, like he's saying that black people like you owe white people reparations. And he says, yeah, you 100% read that right. I know it's a pretty wild stance to take, but he is adamant that I send this challenge to you. I'm like, bro, how do I even, like, I struggled, like, coming up with, like, something to tell him. Like, what am I going to tell him? Like, seriously, like, what exactly are we going to talk about? I just didn't get it. Anyway. Well, we are also streaming on Facebook just very recently. How cool is that? Isn't that cool? You could actually now hop on Facebook and see that I am, in fact, streaming. Let's see. We've got Hey Bush. It says, careful what you put on your screen. We can see it well with your shades. What do you think I'm going to have on my stream that I don't want to share with you? You're on the line with First Amender.
Hey, First Amender. What up?
Hey, what's up?
It's me, Jibb again.
Hey, Jibb. All right, give me
Hello.
1 second. Let me get my timer going. All right. What would you like to talk about, Jibb?
So I was watching something recently, and I came to like an interesting conclusion. And it's gonna sound a little silly, but I think you might see where I'm coming from since we have a similar opinion on this one stance. I was actually just watching Horton Hears a Who, right? I don't know if you've seen that movie or not.
I did
the movie
not.
or the book?
I did not.
Well, okay. Well, I'll say this. So I was watching the movie, and the movie works like this, right? So there's an elephant who finds a speck on like a clover, I think it was. And when I was watching the movie, I was thinking to myself, you know what, when watching this almost makes me think of an anti-atheist bit of rhetoric. And what I mean by that is, when I was looking at Horton being like the elephant who can listen to like a speck on this like little dandelion, right? It almost looks, I'm watching it and I'm listening, and it almost seems to me like Horton represents like a God figure, while the Who's on the speck, I believe, represent like society, represent like humanity. And when I was watching this movie, I was thinking to myself, like, I wonder if this is almost anti-atheistic in a way, because like throughout the movie, the Who's on that speck are saying, you know, oh, we exist, but no one can hear them. And so the main villain of the movie, which is basically like this mother who's like a skeptic, I feel that she represents like the atheist position, being like, oh, I'm very skeptical of this. I don't really believe any of this. There's no evidence, basically. And when watching it, it seemed like almost that type of rhetoric. So, I mean, if you haven't seen the movie, maybe I'll turn the conversation to, do you think that there almost might be too much like theism within maybe like children's cartoons? And within that same sentence, I would say, like, do you think in that same way they might like belittle or degrade like atheist like rhetoric? Because I feel like atheist rhetoric, when it comes to like being represented whatsoever in any sort of like show or cartoon, almost seems like meanness or like unnecessary harshness, rather than like skepticism. But what's your take on that?
I mean, they can't really share like atheism to kids, and honestly, probably best not to, right?
Possibly.
Like,
I
I always thought that like kids should just make up their mind. Like, I don't want to like teach kids one way or the other. I'd rather just like, hey, this is you know, here are like series of world religions. Here's atheism. I don't know if like an entertainment show is the way to go about that, I guess.
I think what I was like taking from the movie, I mean, I still do enjoy the movie because it's like a good watch, but it almost feels like what I noticed from just like society as a whole, where it's just like, well, if the majority is just loud enough, and if we push just hard enough, then it almost might be able to like change his mind of, in this scenario, like the kangaroo or like the skeptic, basically. And I don't know if that's like a very good message to be pushing onto like the youth, because I think the youth should be like very skeptical. That even if they're not like being like overt by saying like theism or atheism, because I was just looking at it from that lens, and I think it's because a lot of my views come from I think the terminology and that's going through my mind is like a first cause, because I look at almost everything from like an atheistic lens first and foremost, from like materialism. So I'll watch like shows, movies, cartoons, etc., and I'll notice at times when people make these types of like entertainments that they'll like push a certain narrative, and I think what it does is it makes the youth like think in a certain way where it's like, oh, to be skeptical is to be mean, it's to be like callous. But like if we just believe hard enough, then then anything can be true, anything can be like the fact. And I think that in a way that's problematic.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think you're like somebody had wrote in a comment here saying the vast majority of children are not capable of detecting that level of nuance in shows. I'm in agreement with that. That makes sense.
No, I mean, it does, because I remember seeing this movie when I was in my teenage years, and I hadn't seen it for a very long time, but I was just watching some TV right now, and because I'm like, older now, I was just like, oh, I'm like noticing a lot of, I think, like undertones that I hadn't noticed before. They like really went over my head, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just don't know what I don't know what to say
No, I mean,
here.
it's all right. It's a little unfortunate that you haven't seen the movie. Otherwise, I think we could have maybe gone about it a little bit more. I mean, I think in a general sense, like as far as like maybe theistic undertones being like pushed within like children's movies, I think in a way that can also be like a topic in its own right.
Yeah, probably. I just in my opinion, I don't think like atheism or Christianity should really be pushed on kids shows, even though that there is already a lot of stuff for Christianity and like atheism. I don't know. It just seems like a lot to like put on a kid. Like let kids be kids. Like what do we got to instill them with all sorts of values that we think are important?
Well, I think maybe the issue I have, because of course like the movie isn't being like outright by talking about any sort of like religion or atheism as a whole, but I think it's like the undertones that I'm like noticing that I see as like maybe a little problematic. Because the issue I have is it almost seems like the movie is almost pushing like anti-skepticism, and I think everybody should be like skeptical. Like we should all reevaluate like our views as we get older, and even when we're young, we should like evaluate like, well, does X, Y, Z make sense? And if it doesn't make sense, should I just believe it because either my family or society says I should? And I think in a way, a lot of society has like gone about doing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm again, I'm not really sure. How about this, right? Let, what do you think this guy's position is going to be like when I show up on the Speakeasy podcast? How's this going to work?
I suppose like, what do you mean? Like, what guy? Do you mean like the creator of the movie if he was on the Speakeasy podcast?
What? No, no, I'm saying like the guy that I'm going to be debating with, he's saying that blacks owe white people reparations. What could he possibly say? I'm trying
Oh,
to
I
imagine
did.
what it would like what it could be. Like I genuinely haven't an earthly idea what it could potentially be.
Yeah, no, that I find in itself being very strange, because I understand why, African Americans, Black people would want reparations due to how, the United States like has treated them like throughout history. But it's very strange for somebody to be saying,
No, no,
"Oh, I want."
you're mishearing it. He's saying black people owe white people reparations, not the other way around. Not white people giving black people reparations. The other, I don't understand what potential argument he could present that would be even remotely compelling. Like, I'm assuming he's got to be like memeing or trolling, right? Like, what could
I
he
would imagine.
possibly
I would,
argue?
I would imagine so, because I can't think of any situation where, when it comes to like America, I can't really think of a situation where, Black people have been like in charge and putting like white people like on the bottom foot. I can't see why that would be the case. So I would imagine that the person, I don't want to say like he's racist because I don't know like his like story or like his
Well,
argument.
he did say systemic
Almost like
racism doesn't
backwards.
exist. I mean, he just said point blank to me, like, oh, it doesn't exist. And then I explained to him the exact mechanism, and then he was quiet for a good 20 seconds, saying absolutely nothing. So I'm not sure what he could possibly say to me.
Was he saying that racism doesn't exist?
He was
Or
saying that systemic racism doesn't exist.
that systemic racism doesn't exist?
Yep.
I don't have much of an opinion on like as far as like systemic racism. I haven't put a whole lot of like thought into that myself. But I do. It almost seems like an inverted. Like it almost seems like backwards. Like if it were the other way around, I could understand the argument. Like again, if it was like, oh, Black people want reparations, I could understand that. But if it's the other way around, where it's like, oh, Black people owe white people like reparations, like money or property or whatever else, that wouldn't make sense.
I'm just
at
trying
least
to
from,
understand what exactly his position is going to be. Like, it doesn't, like, again, like I'm genuinely, I am at a loss for words. I have no idea what to possibly argue with him,
No, I'm curious about that as well. The only thing I could imagine is if he was in another country where that might be the case, but I don't know too much about like how other countries like handle these like race relations. Like maybe he's from like another country where the majority is like Black people and maybe white people are like the minority. So maybe from that stance, I could see where he's coming
We're
from.
in
But
the U.S. Like, we're talking about specifically the United States. It doesn't make any
yeah,
sense.
if it's specifically in the United States, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. It doesn't, because I mean, why would that be the case? No, I definitely see your confusion. I would definitely like press him on like why he thinks that's something that needs to be done. I do think sorry, I'm like slurring a little bit. I do think that sorry, I can't. What's the word again? It's like slipping from my head. Reparation. Yes, I think reparation itself is a bit strange when it comes to like people who have lived like hundreds of years ago. Like if it was somebody within like that generation that had like issues, I could get it. But like I don't know how I feel when it's someone who's been like passed away for like hundreds of years, 100 years or more. It's a little different, I suppose. But I am interested to see like how that argument's going to go. Is he going to be calling you later on this stream and like having a debate with you?
I mean, it's going to be on the Speakeasy podcast. So we're the guys that like to LARP as crusaders. So I don't have a whole lot of hope in what's going to happen here, but I think they're going to side with him one way or another. Like, it doesn't matter what I say, but with that being said, there is no real argument here. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a total meme.
Yeah, the only other argument I could see him coming from would be like maybe if he's like hardcore like religious in some way, where he thinks that maybe he thinks like people of color aren't the same as like, maybe he thinks that they're like, I don't even want to say it out loud, but maybe he assumes that they're like subhuman, or maybe he thinks that they're less equal to us. So maybe within that framework, maybe that's where he's coming from. That's the
Your guess
only
is
way I
about
could.
as good as mine. I have no idea what he is going to potentially argue here.
Yeah, so the only two ways I could see him having an argument, and I wouldn't agree with either argument, but it only makes sense to me if he comes from like another country and where the roles are reversed, where maybe black people were in power and white people weren't in power, or if he's coming from like some sort of bizarre like religious perspective where he sees white people as like generally like superior in some sense, where it's like, well, why should us, the superior people, have to like help those, filthy brown people? Like, if he's coming from that perspective, maybe that's his argument, but I wouldn't agree with it, of course, because it's just, well, racist and it doesn't fit my own belief systems either.
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna see, I guess.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely going to be a fun one, I'm sure.
It was good to talk to you. I'll talk to you later,
Oh yeah,
okay?
yeah, it was good talking to you too. You have a good one, and good luck with
Peace,
that
Jibb.
conversation.
See ya.
Bye bye.
Can I just say, I have no idea where to go in this dungeon, and I am grasping at straws here. I assumed that I maybe need to go up here, but I have like this climbing mechanic where I'd be able to climb, but I can't like turn and get into this completely unaccessed area. Let's see. Rod Easter says, take this serious. This debate will trigger you, bro. Let's see. I've never seen such large glasses on a very small they. I don't know how first he identifies anymore. Do you like him? I like him. My climbing skill has improved, but what I need is I need to see if I can get out. But honestly, I have no earthly idea where I need to be going. There's a drop there. I don't know. I don't know where to go. Like, there's no opening. I see no opening. Let's see. He is an ex-porn star. No jive. Nice. We are taking calls. Phone number is 202-998-5218. You want to have a conversation, just give me a call. I want to hear you out. I honestly, I want to say I know what I'm doing in this game, but I very much do not. I have no idea where this tiger is. And I've been in this dungeon for a good day or so. And I just don't know where to go. I don't know where to go. There is only nowhere. Genuinely curious. Sometimes what I used to do is I would like, when I would get stuck in a dungeon for like a really long period of time, there's like a command that you can press to go to the next, to like the goal. And there's like only a certain amount of like goal spots in the dungeon. And it'll just teleport you. And I think as long as I think what I should do is probably do like the goal thing, find the solution, and then see how it's physically connected to the dungeon and see how to get out. I think I'm going to try that. Hold on. Let's see here. Okay, so it's tele2 queue item, I think. All right, so I think if I just type tilde, we're just going to look. I just want to know where this thing is. Is it? Ah, tiger is there. Okay. Now we just look at the map. Where the hell? I just need to see where this is. Where does this lead? I just need to know where this goes. As soon as I know where this goes, then we should be good. Does this not open? Hi. What about over here? Shit. I don't know where. Everybody do everybody a favor and like the video. More amender equals better YouTube. Thank you. Appreciate that. I really do. All right. Well, I mean, as long as I kind of know the general spot, but how is this connected to the rest of the dungeon? There's this panel here, which looks like it probably... Yeah, I remember I tried jumping up here, but I physically couldn't. Is that just broken? Like where you just can't access it? And there's a door here. It's got to be connected somewhere. This is the area I was trying to jump up on. Oh my god, I was totally correct. Oh my god, bruh. Bruh. Alright, let's quick load. But the question is, how the hell do I make it here, I guess? There's got to be a way where you can incline without having to, like, scale that area, I guess. Bro, that's the way. I cannot believe it. All right, we're reloading. All right. All right. Wait, where the fuck was it? Oh, it's way the hell over there. All right. Let's see. Everybody do everybody a favor. Oh, yeah, I already read that. I'm sorry. By the way, if you want to have a phone call, I'm taking calls. We got a little bit of time before the stream starts, the official stream. Phone number is 202-998-5218. You want to have a conversation? I'm more than happy to hear you out. I want to hear what you have to say. I do. I really do. Believe it or not. Let's have the conversation. Yo, where the hell... I've lost my way. I don't know where to go. I can't make heads or tails of this map. I cannot make heads or tails of this map. Sh50 says, what's up, y'all? Hello. Hi, Sh50. But where the hell... Bro, this is brutal, man. This is a brutal map. I don't know where I'm going. At this point, I'm just wandering aimlessly. Where the hell is it? I have no earthly idea. I am lost. Let's see. 50 says, I just finished watching Issa Martin on Jubilee, and they realized that that I missed the live notifications. Interesting. Welcome to the stream. Do not forget to like the stream, sub if you haven't, and consider becoming a member with First Amender. Wow, that's very nice of you guys. Can't believe you guys are even like offering to do that. It's very nice of you. You'll see. We'll get some more people coming in and calling. So just relax a little bit. We'll be all right. Where was that area that I could jump to? Where was it? That's not even an openable door. Yeah, if you just like look at that door, it's just completely blocked. Look at that. Doors aren't like that, where it just has like a printed thing like that. It's always open like this. That door, for whatever reason, is forever locked. There's nothing at the end of that door. Here, let's turn up the music while we're waiting for people to kind of come in and call. I'll turn it back down as soon as I get a call. And if you want to have a conversation, phone number is 202-998-5218. Where is this entrance? I thought I had it. Yo, Wednesday stream? Yeah, we're going to go up on the Speakeasy podcast. So, JI99A James, do you think black people owe white people reparations? Because the guy I'm going to be debating thinks that. To me, that's wild. You can't just say that in polite company and just expect to receive no pushback. Where the hell do I go? GI99A James says that's funny. It is funny, isn't it? It's a wild take. You can't just say that. Can't just say that, bro. Like, bruh. There's gonna be a fight. You talking like that. Let's see. I need a container says, when does the podcast start? At 8 o'clock. It's 7:23 right now. We've still got a little bit. So we're taking calls. Phone number 202-998-5218. If you want to have a conversation, we can do so. Yo, where the fuck? Where is it? It's just gone. I don't know where it went. I even teleported to the solution. I don't know where the solution went. It was some area up in the air. And it was very clear I needed to jump up there. And I physically couldn't. Even if I get to that spot, I physically can't jump up it. Ah. Hey, that's going down. Now it's not going down. I need, like, Oh, you touch this thing and it goes... How do I... Can I, like, grab this somehow? I can't grab that. So how do I do this? Rubik says, hey, how you doing, Rubik's? How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're just starting, so. I need like a levitation potion or something. I don't have a levitation potion. I need to like go to like a magic shop or a potion shop and buy a levitation potion. Because, dude, this puzzle is brutal. Yeah, it's right here. Okay, I can see it. I can see where I need to go, but I can't get up there. So how do I get up there? Are there nearby solutions, maybe? Nope. Let me see. Do I have any spells? How do I pull up my spell book? Spell book. Spell book. Maybe it's H. As you can see, I have no spells. I don't have a single spell. So how do I fly? This dungeon is requiring me to fly. And this only goes down and up. Is there a way to maybe climb up that? I mean, look what it takes to climb in this game. Like, you really have to, like, hold it for a while. So me jumping up and, like, just aimlessly trying to grip the edge of that and then vault myself up is just completely out of the question. Bro. Okay. Yeah, I see it. I see the spot. It's like right... Bruh, it's like right here. I need to be able to make it up there. But how do I get up there? I just don't have an option for a levitation potion. I don't have it. I genuinely heart of hearts don't have it. Can't use that. First, propel yourself up with the butt copter. Dude, unironically, that's what we need to do. Couldn't agree with you more. It's exactly what needs to happen. But I can't. I have not this ability of butt copter. There is no way. There is no way. How do we go up? We don't. All right. Honestly, should I just cheat and then we exit this dungeon? Might honestly be the way to go, because this is brutal, bro. This is not a good dungeon. All right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just don't have the ability to go here. I kill the tiger. Let's try that again. Let's try that again. Can I just like ring the bell? Let's see. The tiger's ears perk up at the sound of a bell, shakes its great head from side to side and begins emitting a low growl sound. Is it purring? The tiger pads over and rubs against your legs, nearly knocking you over. The tiger is now following you. Okay, great. What just happened? George Russell Howard says, "What is up?" Hello. Hello, George Russell. We are taking we're taking calls right now. Phone number is 202-998-5218. You want to call in, have a discussion, we can do so. We've got a debate on the Speakeasy podcast coming in about 30 minutes. AWOL says, "What is the subject?" The subject is, I'm debating somebody that believes blacks owe whites reparations. That's what we're... He said he wanted to debate this. I didn't ask to debate this. He asked to debate this. So, I don't know what else to say, I guess. See, I'm sorry I can't be with you today in Daggerfall, but I wanted to take a moment to let you know that you are in my thoughts as always, my sweet. I'm sitting here under a tree under a beautiful afternoon. Reminds me of you. Everything reminds me of you, my darling. The shining sun in the sky, the chirping birds in the trees, even the pretty pet tiger walking with its owner over there. Haha. The tiger has gotten loose, the scamp. It is bounding over my way. See how its coat gleams in the sun like your hair in the firelight. Its owner is shouting something and ringing a little bell, but it doesn't listen. Such a high-spirited beast. It seems friendly enough. Here it comes to say hello. Weird. There are enemies nearby. That's a freaking spider, bro. That thing will paralyze me and I will be dead. Alright. They say, AWOL says, wow, that sounds like it's going to be an excellent subject first. What side are you arguing first? That black people shouldn't be giving white people reparations? Wow, hot take. Hot take. Exka says, oh wait, never mind. It's the other way around. I want you to win, not going to lie, because I disagree with the other person's view. And then you're saying, wait, it's the other way around? Now all of a sudden you're in favor of it? What is wrong with you people? Are you guys actually, like, are you like real people? Excadriller, are you being serious? I don't believe you're a real person. I don't believe you're being a serious person. If you think black people owe white people reparations, I genuinely, with heart of hearts, wouldn't know what to say to you. AWOL says, I'm sorry. So the other guy is arguing that black people should get reparations and that first is arguing against that? Or do I have that backwards? You have it backwards. Let me explain it to you. What he is saying is black people owe white people money or reparations. Black people owe white people money. I don't understand it. It makes no sense. Excadriller says, bro, we literally talked. How am I not real? Well, I just don't believe that like that's a real opinion you can hold. Like, it's so ridiculous. I don't know how to like address it. It's just wrong no matter how I look at it. It's just stupid. Do you actually believe like that black people that black people need to give reparations to white people? Do you actually just believe that? Let's see. Well, yeah, I'm sorry. I just got what the debate was about. Yes, I'm going to be off the damn chain. Here, someone call in, because I genuinely, I have no idea what they could possibly argue. Can somebody who's like on the right call in and just tell me what the hell this position is? It is truly the next level of brain rot. How the hell do I get out of here, bro? No, I thought the guy was arguing white people owe black people, but he was arguing the other way around. Yeah. Okay, Driller, we're on the same page. Good, yeah. We're all on the same page. Righties and lefties agree. Black people do not owe white people reparations. What could he possibly argue? Like, what could he say? I don't know what he could say. I've never heard somebody with such a, like, it's such a nonsensical position to hold that it takes a while to understand where they're even coming from with it. It just makes no damn sense. How the hell do I get out of this dungeon, bruh? Bruh, where's the exit of this dungeon, dude? This is brutal. Big League Drew says, is the systemic racism now in the room with you right now? Do you even know what we're arguing? Are you okay? Do you have a... did the brain rot get to you? Did the TikTok brain rot get to you? Because, bruh, what do you think I'm arguing exactly? I promise you we're on the same side here. I promise you. If you figure it out, we're on the same side. Excadriller says payback snap benefits. Are you saying like black people are just overwhelmingly taking snap benefits and so now they got to pay it back? How does this work? It's a completely nonsensical argument. I don't know what to say, dude. These people are just stupid. I don't know what to say. I'm trying to understand the dumb positions, but God, they're dumb. I just, how do I have a discussion with this? All right, we're getting a phone call. You're on the line with First Amender.
What's up, First?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. Let me just clarify something. Me and Driller are not. We didn't hear the exact debate prompt. That's what it was.
Yeah, I know.
We thought that the argument was.
I know.
Okay.
I know exactly. I know exactly what you're thinking. You're like, wow, reasonable thing to say that I disagree with. No, you were completely, we're all completely out of our league with the levels of just of complete stupidity this is. We really just had no idea how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Well, like I said, I'm intrigued. I really do want to hear how this one works out.
I
was just trying to call and clarify because We are not on that side. I don't understand what was going on. We didn't actually hear the debate prompt the right way. That's all.
Okay. Good.
But wait. What time's your debate start?
What time does the debate start? At 8 o'clock. It's 7:40.
Okay, so let's see. White people owe. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm trying to frame it as I'm trying to do the devil's advocate, and this is difficult. I don't see how you can lose this debate.
I don't know how to address this guy. Like it's just
What's the guy's name?
Marte.
Oh, you've already debated him before.
Yeah, he was the guy that said systemic racism doesn't exist, and then I pointed him what systemic racism was and a literal example of it, and then he was silent for a good 20 or 30 seconds. It was one of the most deafening moments. You remember that?
Oh, I do.
Yeah,
I'm not going to front first. I've actually got your back on this debate because he's a very abrasive debater, and he's wrong a lot of times. And wow, this is an interesting subject. Well, anyway, I'm dropping back to the chat, man, because I don't really want to debate with you. I want you to be fresh for this one so you can actually win it.
I win all my debates. And also, debates aren't something to win. It's not for winning.
You know,
the point of debate is not to win.
In a way, yes. In a way, no.
It's
because
not.
That's kind of like the participation trophy.
No.
Sometimes you want to win a debate.
No, it's trying to understand other people's perspective.
Well, okay.
Right?
First, the only reason why you're kind of bullshitting right now, the only reason I say that is because you are. You've talked to like me and Extremo like 20 times. Yeah. And you still misrepresent our positions all the time on purpose.
I don't.
You do it on purpose.
No,
that's all I'm saying.
No, I don't. I don't do that.
You do.
Come on.
It's okay. It's okay. I forgive you for it.
I don't do that.
Because I'm Christian,
do that. I
so
don't
forgive you for it.
Oh my God. He thinks I do that. He's trying to get my goat. Don't take my goat.
I'm just fucking with you. I'm sorry, man. I want you to be focused for the debate, though. I'm not even going to mess with you tonight. Enjoy your night first.
It's just brain rot. Like, what am I supposed to say to this guy? Like,
well, here's the thing. The one thing that you have to realize is you are going to have an audience who hates your guts at points.
Well, that's every right wing crowd that I show my face in. They hate my guts.
That's not really true. They don't have to hate your guts to hate your point of view. Like, you say silly shit sometimes, but that's not the point.
No, I don't.
What I'm saying is, don't be smug.
I say some good shit.
You do every once in a blue moon.
I always say good shit. Always.
No,
I'm always coming out with some good stuff. I got some good stuff.
First Amender.
What?
How many people are religious in the United States?
How many people are religious in the United States? I think it's like 70% of people are religious. Like a lot of people are
going by 70% of people, and in your words, right? The last time me and you talked, you told me that who gives a fuck about the church? Who gives a shit? I don't care. If you think that 70% of people are religious and there's a protest in the church, doesn't that prove you have a blind spot in your debating style?
Like saying that I get upset about well, yeah, because what I was more concerned about was the fact that two people were murdered in the streets. Like, I don't care about a protest that happened in a church. Who cares about that? And I already agreed with you. I already agreed with you that they shouldn't even be there. But it's rather than actually address the fact that people died, like in cold blood, that's equivocal to just a bunch of people protesting in church. I don't know if that's I disagree with that.
Well, that's why our conversation ended, because I told you that both events were important. And my point is that if you think that 70% of people are religious, then that point would be very important to them too. So if you discount it,
yeah, but you're not prevented from being able to worship and do your thing. Like, come on. Like, maybe if it was a widespread thing, you'd probably have an argument. But That's not what's happening.
Okay, but first, I do have an argument because what we're talking about is someone entering a church and stopping a service. And also, if I remember
Who cares
correctly,
about that? That
you
ain't
said,
nothing, dude. That's
stop.
nothing.
Let me just finish. Let me just finish right quick. I recall you told me that, well, the protesters will be gone in like 15 minutes. And I asked you,
Yeah,
did
man.
people have to pause their service until the protesters left? You
Yeah.
agree with that? That's crazy.
Yeah, probably. They'll probably have to do all that stuff.
So again, if 70% of people care about that, isn't it an important issue?
No.
Oh, you fucking twit. I hope you lose the debate because you're just obtuse.
Okay, first of all, because 70% of people are religious, doesn't mean therefore 70% of people are going to give a shit about that. I'm sure that there's going to be an X amount of Christians that agree with hold on, I'm going to tell you that there's going to be an X amount of Christians that are going to agree with the protesters of Minneapolis.
Really? No, wait. With the protesters, would they agree with the protesters or protesting in church?
I think that they would agree with the protesters. I think like a lot of people agree with the protesters.
Okay,
I think that there's also a lot of religious people in Minnesota, right? I think you're just applying like some rhetoric as opposed to like what's actually happening, right?
That's not rhetoric.
Yeah, it is.
You're avoiding the main point. You made it very clear. There's a difference between agreeing with protesters.
Yeah, one is I don't care because I'm worried about the two dead people.
The point. You're filibustering on purpose.
I'm not.
If you agree that these people agree with the protesters, are you also saying they would agree with protesting in the church?
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Why am I holding on?
The stream isn't today.
You fucking dipshit. First, what the fuck, man?
It's February 11th.
I'm too drunk for this.
It's February 11th. All right. We're changing the title.
Okay, it's still online, so that's good. But damn, that's funny first. Damn.
We're changing the title. Damn it.
Well, it's just as well. You need to recant that point that like you don't understand why.
Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second.
Yeah,
give me a second.
Shit.
Big League Drew just tipped $4.99 through Super Chat. Thank you very much, Big League Drew, for the donos. That's very nice of you. I appreciate that very much.
Well, I'm gonna go get ice for my drink while you fix your blender.
Okay. See, what day is it? 2/4/2026. Yeah. Wow. God dang, I'm stupid. Yes. Let me check my Outlook. I'm such a moron. I'm actually stupid. How did you not know that, Amender? Well, the reason why I didn't know that is because I am stupid. And I see here, it says Speakeasy Podcast. I put it there. I put it 1 week too early. It's next week. It's next Wednesday, not this Wednesday.
What, you're off by a whole week?
No, the Speakeasy Podcast thing.
It's next week.
Yeah.
So you're off by a whole week.
Well, I mean, I'm showing up tomorrow, for the Thursday stream.
What are you debating then?
The blacks or whites reparations.
Oh, okay, cool beans. I got you.
Let me change the thumbnail. I'm a dumbass. The calendar item was in the wrong spot.
It happens.
No, I'm dumb. We're changing it up. William Robbins says, "Sup, dude? Hello. Hello. I'm so sorry. I'm dumb. I deserve the short bus." That was
Damn, you're just
ableist.
gonna
I'm
beat
sorry.
yourself with like the
That was ableist. I'm
stick
sorry.
across your
Don't be
back and
ableist.
whatnot. Calm down. It's okay. You made a mistake. It's all right, man.
Let me edit
It's your
this
views
post.
that are stupid, not you.
Oh, I'm looking.
So first, can I ask you a question while you're fixing your mistake there?
Yeah. All right, I guess we're taking calls. It's we don't have to sit
Seems
there
like-
anticipating a stream. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
No problem. All right, so I remember the conversation you were having with James, and you were talking about America in general. And you were saying that, like, you felt it was kind of strange to salute the flag and things of that nature. Do you feel like it's bad to be proud of your country?
No, I don't think it's bad to be proud of your country. You have a right to be
Okay.
proud of your country.
Cool beans.
I don't even hate you for it. I just think like our country has done a lot of bad things. And
What country hasn't?
I mean, like the United States, especially, you know, like I
What country
genuinely,
hasn't,
I genuinely, I see what the United States has done, and it's not a positive thing at all. Like overall, like in general.
Okay. Well, since we're just having a conversation, do you feel like because you're a citizen of the United States that you're guilty for the same crimes that the government commits?
No,
No.
no.
Well, do you feel, well, a lot of times in your political stance, it seems like we should be doing things for other countries because we destabilize those same countries.
Hell yeah. Based.
Okay. But again, aren't you paying for a sin that you didn't commit?
Well, it's not like it's coming out of my bank account. We already pay in taxes. Like I don't see a need to pay more in taxes. I just think that like what the United States has done, we should bare minimum stop what we're doing. Like stop with the CIA stuff,
Okay,
for
but-
example. Like we just need to stop. Like no more of that. You're not allowed to do that anymore.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
I think that's a little bit naive. Like, I'm not trying to be funny
think
when I
it's
say
naive.
this first, but like,
I think,
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
would
a good
say that
thing
because-
to. I think it's a good thing to argue that. I think that's good.
okay, tell me why.
Why it's a good thing to not
Yeah,
be
why,
an imperialist
why would
country?
we get rid of black ops? No, why would
Because
we
I
get
don't like
rid
I
of
don't
black
like
ops?
looking at our country like we're like the literal empire in Star Wars. Like I don't
Okay.
I would like my country to not be like like a comic book supervillain like level of evil.
Okay. All right.
I
fair
want my
enough.
country to be a
Um,
country that I'm proud of, you know, not a country that I'm just like, yeah, maybe we should be taken down.
Okay, I agree with that first, but the reason why I would say that that's naive is because if other countries all have black ops teams and spies, how long will we be a world power if everyone else has the advantage of being a little bit more evil, doing things that are
You're
distasteful?
arguing like that, hey, this other country does this bad thing, therefore we should be able to do the same thing. I just so
No, I'm
fundamentally
arguing from a logical standpoint that, okay, wait, first, if you
I think
have a
like if
country
we
and I
have like a generalized standard to not do that, like just like, hey, countries, you're not allowed to do that. Like if that has to be like a wartime effort or a Geneva Convention standard, I would love that. That'd be great.
and they would uphold to that standard because
Sure.
they signed the treaty.
Sure, why not?
You're again naive. Okay, wait.
Why
Let me give you a
not?
hypothetical.
Well, I think it'd be
Let me
good.
give you a
Wouldn't it be
hypothetical.
good? I know it's not realistic.
It would
But
be
don't you think
wonderful. It really
wouldn't it be
would.
great?
If
It'd be
people
great.
always told the truth, it'd be wonderful. But do that.
So, by the way, I'm officially soft locked in this game. So,
What are you
All right.
talking about, Dagger?
Daggerfall, yeah. So it turns out there's
Yeah.
a giant vertical shaft that goes up, and I can climb up the
Okay.
said shaft. But the door that I had initially opened to go down has now been closed because I was in the dungeon for so long that it likely have reverted its state, and now I'm physically stuck here forever. So the only solution at this point is to basically just teleport to the spawn. Bro.
Well, it wouldn't be unethical to mod that just one little area.
I have to teleport to the entrance. Like there literally is no other way. Like if you look here, this is closed off. The only way you open this is there's a lever inside. Where the hell is it? Anyway, it is what, yeah, this is the lever. There's no way to pull this and activate that. So I was just forever stuck in here. Whatever, it's fine. We're moving on.
No, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm not your game therapist. Look, first, let me give you a quick hypothetical. Okay? So there's a country, there's AWOL country, and there's first country. And AWOL country believes in sending spies into first country.
All right.
First country doesn't believe in spies. Who is
Okay.
going to win when we go to war?
I mean, I'm sure you'll probably win.
Okay, so your country will get wiped out, but you will feel morally, I don't know, vindicated.
Yep.
Do you understand why I say it sounds like naive? Like I'm
No,
not. You don't
I'm
have to
perfectly okay
advocate
with not
for
being the
equal.
biggest and strongest country. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I've grown to
For
accept
what
that if you
happened to the
plan on
country?
living a moral life, that sometimes that just means you're going to lose to bullies, and I'm okay with that.
I get your moral structure there, but we're talking about the real world. Why are people pouring into the country if we're not because we're the biggest, strongest?
I'm sorry, what?
Why are people pouring into the country if not for the attributes of us being the biggest, the strongest, the wealthy, blah, blah, blah?
You're going to have to repeat it. I was reading something. Can you give me a second? Let me just read this thing real quick. And then
Go
I want
ahead.
to hear what you have to say. Hold on. Just give me a sec. So it says here, found the tiger in Stronghold Woodcroft. I have to take it back to Kristana Buckingsley okay, at the Moorfield residence in Daggerfall. Okay, so let's go to Daggerfall. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
All right, simple question. If America operated with the moral system you're talking about and we slipped from a world power down a couple of levels, would as many people be trying to live here?
No, less people would want to live here.
There what?
Less people would want to live here in the U.S. because we would not be as
Okay,
strong.
so what I'm saying is that the same thing you're condemning is one of the reasons why people are pouring in here, right?
Yeah, because if we destabilize other regions, people tend to want to run into the place that doesn't get any consequence for their actions. We have the
So we're
Pacific
going back
Ocean
to
and
the
the
sense of
Atlantic
country.
Ocean completely protecting us, so we have an ability to bully other countries with basically zero repercussion for it.
So we bully other countries.
Yep.
And because we bully other countries, it makes us more powerful.
No, because I mean it sure does. Sure. Yeah. I just think it also makes us
Okay.
immoral.
Okay. Well, from the example we were talking about earlier, my country might have been immoral, but my country will go on while yours will be subjugated, wouldn't it?
That's fine. Go ahead, be the strongest country. I literally don't care. Go be the biggest, strongest country ever. Like I
So
do not care.
Okay, but that doesn't sound naive to you, though.
No.
So at the end of the day, because of the moral structure,
it's called having a moral backbone.
okay,
It's
moral
called
backbone.
realizing that there's something greater than just like being the biggest and the baddest and the strongest. Like,
Okay, wait. I love this conversation first. This is wonderful. So if we're sticking with the whole, you're the head of your country, I'm the head of my country. All the citizens of your country depend on your decision making.
mm-hmm.
And because of your moral structure, all those citizens will suffer under my regime because I was willing to have spies and you weren't. Didn't you fail your entire country?
Nope.
Okay,
I mean, countries wouldn't want to fuck with me because I wouldn't want to fuck with them. All I want to do is trade. I just want to have trade with other countries, and just we trade, and then if I have good industry, then I would spend a lot of time working on my educational sector and trying to bolster up the infrastructure so that way people have a good life to live. Yeah, that's what I would do.
That sounds very good. So why would your opposing nation decide that you weren't a threat in any way?
Why would the nation say that I would not be a threat in any way? Well, because I'm not. Yeah, I don't want to go in and start destroying people's livelihood with like spies and shit. Like you're saying we should have spies. Wait, hold on. Actually, you never actually said that. Do you think that we should have spies?
No, I did say we should have spies.
Oh, okay. So if you say we should have, well, I mean, you alluded to it. You didn't actually say it, but okay. So well, since there should be spies, you think spies are moral?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Why don't you help me out?
Well, see, here's the problem. Do you believe in an actual nation? Like, do you believe in ties to your country?
Sure.
Do you believe that there are countries that are against America?
Yes. Why would they be against America?
I don't give a fuck why. I'm
no.
curious.
That matters. This is my point. When we go out of our way to bully other nations, we end up creating enemies. This is why we need spies. We need spies constantly to check on everything because we've pissed off so many people that people they want to see the destruction of the United States. And I get it. I completely understand it. We've been bombing the Middle East for decades. We've been pushing our some weird Christian agenda on the Middle East for a very long time. We've been just destabilizing South America so that way we could get cheap products and that socialism would never be on our side of the hemisphere. We did all sorts of things to really fuck over everybody, and now we're wondering why we need spies. What you're doing is you're affirming the reason why you need spies to begin with, right? You're saying, well, that we have enemies.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you have enemies because you created spies. You created the CIA, and now we're bullying other nations, so now we need fucking spies. Well, whereas what we should do instead is apply diplomatic relations and stop doing this shit. Just let countries be countries.
Okay, so now going by the same hypothetical, you know what, not even a hypothetical, everything you just said. Going by what you said, yes, it does support the need for spies because if you do say that we are not responsible for the sins of other politicians who came before us, we still need to be prepared against enemies who want us to pay for things our country did. So if we get rid of the spies,
I just received a donation. Give me a second.
Would you agree
let me read this donation. Big League Drew donated another $4.99. Thank you very much. Big League Drew saying, Amender, abortion is ethical for stretch marks, but spies are not moral. Abortion is I didn't say abortion is actually ethical.
Good point.
I did not say abortion is ethical. I'm saying that I would rather people have access to an abortion as opposed to, like, I don't know, a man in a funny suit be the one that be the arbiter as to whether or not you get an abortion. Hey, yo, this is a naked woman. I'm sorry. The game. Sorry, go ahead.
Whoa, did the naked woman shock you first?
Yes. She shocked me.
Okay.
Don't you know I'm a soy boy?
This conversation, man, but honestly, I think you're a little bit naive. Like, here's the thing with your moral structure that I don't understand. What you have to understand is if you have to have evil, you have to be able to meet evil on some of its own terms. What you're talking about is a society where everybody is so on the up and up that the other society would just overrun them and destroy them because they think
maybe,
everyone should be just as nice
maybe
as them.
I'm okay with not being the strongest country ever. That's fine. I think I've come to terms
No,
with that
it's
concept.
more than being the
And
strongest
honestly,
country
I
ever. It's
think
about you
I think
being
it's also a matter of time. Like even if you're just like a bully nation that just bullies people. I think what's gonna end up happening is that eventually another country is going to overtake you. Like it's just a matter of time before that happens. Like how exactly are you gonna make heads or tails of that? It's just gonna be that way. No other nation has ever
wow.
risen and then stayed arisen, right? Like that's never
Well, yeah, of
happened.
course, and all the rest,
Huh?
Rome and the rest.
Yeah, I'm saying like even Rome fell. What makes you
Yeah.
think the United States is so special?
Well, we're special because we're the United States, but I won't say we're never going to fall. Of course we will.
We
But
will.
we'll fall quicker. It will fall quicker if we fall to like soft-chin people who tell us we
Then
shouldn't
maybe
have
we
spies
should. Then maybe we
looking
should.
out for national security. That's
Let's see.
ridiculous.
Big League Drew says, "Oh, my bad. The prompt when you said that was abortion is ethical. Sorry for typos. He's driving, bro. You're driving. Please don't drive and donate. Holy crap!
Don't drive and donate.
Don't drive and
Wait
donate.
till you get home and donate.
Wait till you get home and then donate. I appreciate it though. Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, the point is that like you're advocating for us to get rid of like things that actually benefit the country. Knowing when an attack is coming, knowing who your enemies are. You need to know these things, man. It's silly to say that it's not important. You do get that, right? I mean, I know you're emotional, but you got to push past emotions. This isn't about that.
So I don't think like if you follow your emotions that means it's a bad thing or like you shouldn't do that. Like I think you can lead to I mean you've heard of like emotional intelligence, right?
Duh.
Like,
yeah, of course.
Yeah, emotional intelligence I would say is just as important as just as regular intelligence.
All right. Do you believe in human nature when it comes to paranoia?
Yes. Like
Okay.
people's human
If you
nature
take
kicks
1 million
in when
people, how many people are paranoid?
how many people are paranoid? I think a lot of people are paranoid.
Yeah, out of 1 million
about
people.
all sorts of things.
Okay, so what you're saying is that you can have a nation where people aren't paranoid and want to make sure that their enemies aren't coming after them. You see where our points of view are different?
Say what? What?
Okay, I'm saying that if they're paranoid people, then you would have to expect that they would be paranoid about their enemies, and that would foster spy networks. That would make you look into your enemies because of your paranoia, right?
I don't understand what you're trying to say.
Oh my God, oh. All right. One more subject and we're going to move on. I'm just curious. First, you don't seem to really have a thing about nationality, right? In general.
Like whether I care about my nationality? No, I don't really care about that. It's irrelevant.
Well, I'm talking about just being an American citizen. Like, do you think that someone living in the United States should care about the United States itself?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you live here.
Okay. Why do you find saluting the flag to be weird?
Because it's like a weird, like nationalistic thing. Like it just to
Well,
me,
that's
I'm
what we're
just like,
talking about.
do you really need like to be like propagandized into liking your country? Why can't you just like, I don't know, just have good policy that makes people like your country? Like why do you need to have that?
Do you condemn other countries where people are proud of their country?
I mean, I just think I don't condemn people. I just think it's silly to be like thinking about that. Like that's like what you care about.
Well, you think a lot of things that are silly that are important to a lot of other people, though.
That's fine.
Fair enough. Well, for some reason, I guess this leads into immigration, but this is the last question I really have for you. Do you think that someone who is moving their family into America should have a loyalty towards that country?
No.
Please explain.
I don't think like you need to have a loyalty to a country in order to like contribute, I guess, or to like exist in a country. Like again, I think you could just like you could either be proud of your country or not proud of your country, but like that's irrelevant to like an overarching like existence of like being amongst other people and treating other people with dignity. Like that's way more important than being proud of your country, I think, in my opinion.
Okay. I feel almost evil for dropping this trap on you, but I'm so curious. After your rant about how many other countries hate America and all the reasons why they would, you're also saying that families who move into America shouldn't have any ties to America itself. Wouldn't it seem like
I mean,
you
you would be tied to America whether you like it or
no,
not.
no, wait, please. Let me finish the sentence. If you believe that we have this many enemies, wouldn't it be safe to assume that families who are moving into America, who are also our enemies, and according to you, don't have to have any ties to America, would undermine America itself?
No,
How does that work, sir?
it would actually strengthen
please.
America.
It would strengthen America by letting people into America who hate America. That's what you're saying.
Yep.
You fucking lunatic. Please explain. I'm sorry. It must
You're
be
gonna
my
end up.
alcohol.
You're gonna end up working here. You're gonna end up contributing to the economy overall. Like, I don't see a reason why that you would not be able to do that. Of course you would. You'd be fine.
Because
all right.
okay, I'll tell you why. Wait, you said that America destabilized their country.
Yeah.
Does destabilizing someone's country lead to death?
Yeah.
Does it lead to economic stresses and pain?
Yeah.
So you're telling me that a family who went through maybe deaths of loved ones or economic pain, then move into the country that caused said pain, and by your worldview, there's no way there would be a threat to that country.
I mean, I suppose they could be, in which case you got to put them in a box or whatever. But I think most people, they just want like a decent livelihood. I think that's just most people.
I'm not talking about most people. Stay within the hypothetical. You little rabbit. Stop it. Stop jumping and hopping. Seriously. By your worldview, a lot of people hate America. And you're also saying that people can move into America who don't have ties to the country itself. How does that make America stronger? By letting in people who you would admit don't like America in general.
Yeah, I mean, I've already.
And I'm not talking about. Like wait. I'm sorry.
Do you want to have a conversation, or do you just want to go? I'm sorry. I'm talking.
One thing, and I won't cut you off again. Please, one thing. Really, one thing. I won't cut you off again. I swear to God. Before you say whatever you're going to say, I am not talking about every single person who comes into our country, but I'm talking about the people who you said have been hurt by America's systems. That's the only people I'm speaking about. Now go ahead and rock first.
Well, again, like I think if you're like in the country and you're like working and trying to survive, like I just don't think that you're going to spend your time being like, how do I dismantle the United States? How do I destroy the United States? That would be like a really rare person. I think most people just want to live their life. Like they're not really interested in like whatever ambition you're thinking of here.
Okay. Well, let's say that I grant you that. I find it kind of strange that you, someone who hasn't gone through those hardships from being in another country that we destabilized, sit here and talk cash shit about America and how it's all fucked up. But you will also say that someone who went through all that can come here and they just get a job and all of a sudden it's all forgiven by your worldview.
I mean, like the United States definitely destabilized Chile, but it's like we came as Chileans, not because we want to destroy the United States. We came because we just wanted a better life, like, which is true.
Oh, wow.
That's what we did.
Interesting talking to people who you already know that's not what I said about your particular family. I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about your grandmother or your
So,
mother or your
yeah,
father. I'm
even me
talking
myself,
about
I
you
was born here
and
in the
your
U.S.
views on America.
Yeah, I was born in the U.S. Like, I have no desire to destroy the United States. I just think we got to stop being
Okay,
like the
I know
bullies
you
of the
don't.
world.
I know you don't first. I know you don't. But the point is that you talk a lot of shit about the United States,
Hell
about
yeah, dude, because we do a bunch of crappy stuff. It's
feeling
terrible.
positive about being American and things of that nature. And what I'm saying to you is if you will acknowledge that there's another family out there who is hurt by America, who then moves into America by your worldview, oh, well, they'll just let it go. But you've lived here without those stresses and you haven't let it go.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I was intensely pro-America, but it was only until like after I read more that I was like, man, America does a lot of fucked up stuff. And then like rather than just like brushing all the stuff under the rug and be like, well, I don't care, that doesn't have anything to do with me, I ended up going, well, I think we need to like reconcile with that. I think that's like an intelligent thing to do.
That sounds very intelligent first.
Yeah.
All right, well, man, I have truly enjoyed this conversation. I'm sorry that you didn't get to do that debate.
It's okay.
But you
We'll be
should
all right.
research, what's his name?
Marte. I know very little about him. He barely streams at all.
Well, I've seen him in at least 5 debates. So I would just make the suggestion that you maybe
He's been in
watch
5
of his
debates and
and
he talks like that, bruh.
yeah. Well, again, first here's
He
the
talks
problem.
like he has
You
no
need to
idea
read
what
The
he's
Art of
talking
War.
about, bro.
You need to read The Art of War. You always underestimate your opponents. The problem is he has more subscribers than you, and I would be dead ass real with you.
What?
You're a
Marte
better
doesn't have
debater
more
than he is.
subscribers than me.
Yes, he does.
No, he does. He's got like 200. What are you talking about?
The fuck he
Are
does?
we talking about the
What
same
are you
person?
talking about the guy? You're talking about Marte from Speakeasy, right? You've already debated him. Yeah, look up his viewer count.
Let me look. I'm looking. Where is Marte? What is Marte's?
Just go to his channel. What are you doing? Just type him in and look at his channel.
I could just type Marte and I find him.
Yeah, and then look at his channel. Look at his subscribers.
I'm looking.
Is Bobo in the chat?
This is not the same person.
It's not him?
No.
Because I'm thinking of the guy who you debated on Speakeasy's podcast already.
I'm thinking of the guy that he was this black guy who was very soft spoken and he was telling me systemic racism doesn't exist. And then when we had a full discussion on why
you're talking about the young guy who you debated.
Yeah, isn't that Marte? Is that not Marte?
No.
That's not
Marte.
Marte
Is the no. Fuck first. Listen, you fucking dipshit. Look, I say this in all. Oh my God. Look, dog. I'm glad the debate didn't happen tonight because you don't know who the fuck you're debating. Look,
I don't care. It doesn't
read
matter.
The Art of War.
It doesn't
so
matter.
That you can find your enemies.
It doesn't matter.
Of course,
I don't care
matters.
who it is. Like, it's one of the dumbest arguments ever.
Well, no, it is a dumb argument, but okay, this is why you're so arrogant and pompous. You know what? I really wish I could sit and smoke with you one day so I could clear your mind of how you think about these things.
Okay.
On some real shit. It doesn't matter if he's a fucking idiot. If he has more subscribers than you, there's probably a reason for it.
Dude,
you know
I only started taking this seriously like a year and a half ago. I got past 1,000 subs. I'm working
Good
on
job.
it. You'll see.
Excellent.
You'll see. Watch me. I'll be at 20K,
I
30K. You think I can
man.
hit 30K? I can hit 30K. Watch me. Watch me. Watch. You'll see.
You can, but you know what? You can, but it would be okay. Stop.
It will be a miracle. My name is Awolthoughts, and I'm going to check First Amender anytime he gets a moment.
This guy. Okay, First Amender. let's pretend that I'm just like an old man giving you advice, and it's really good advice.
All right, old man,
If
giving
you
me
know that your
advice.
opponent, oh God, shut up. If if you know that your opponent has debates out there, you should watch them just because you can see what kind of style they use when they debate, so you have a ready counter. That's all.
Sometimes I do this. Sometimes, right? But like if it's like
Well,
a
you
small
should really do
streamer,
it this time.
I don't really care. Like, and at the same time, it's like I don't know. I'd rather just talk about the substance of the conversation instead of like
Would you?
have to like
Would you?
play mind games with the guys. Like, bruh.
Mind games? Huh?
Yeah, mind
Do you
games.
like
Like, I
being
don't
a
need to do
loser?
that.
Huh?
I don't
Do
need
you
to
want to
do
be a
any of that
loser?
crap.
Look, okay, wait. All right, I swear to God, I'm getting off the phone now. All I have to say to you is, look, this is so funny. First, if you want to win your debate, knowing about your opponent is good. Now, for this particular debate, you're off on the date of it. You don't know who the person is. You're just going to rely on your natural charisma. Like, really, do you tell how pompous you sound, man?
It'll
Just
be great.
fucking look
Yeah,
into
it's
the person
great.
you're
Don't
debating.
worry.
That's all.
I mean, at least you know, right? That I'm not that I'm not like playing up the show or whatever. I'm
Yeah, I know that.
yeah, I mean I'm
That's one
playing
of the
I'm
reasons I
playing
respect you.
you know, I'm being just a genuine honest person with you, and that's it. That's it. That's all I'm doing.
I respect that. I respect that. That doesn't mean that you need to walk into a boxing match with your guard down. Just
I'm okay
fucking
with
do your
that.
homework,
It'll be
man.
all right. It'll be all right. Relax. It'll be
Okay,
okay.
all right.
What are
Okay,
you
it'll be
worried
all
about?
right. Okay. Anyway,
What are you
have a
worried
good night
about?
first. I really did enjoy the conversation, man.
All right.
Later.
See. Phone number is 202-998-5218. Call in. Let's have a conversation. I want to hear you out. Debate a woke liberal. I'm right here. Okay, so the Fighters Guild of Daggerfall has hired me to kill a troublesome werewolf or whatever in its lair, Hawkham's Hold. Hawks. Hawkham. Hawkham's Hold. All right. Let's see. Sleeping it in. So I got 14,000 gold. We are good to go. Do. You're on the line with First Amender.
Hey, Amender is Extremo.
Hey, Extremo. What you want to talk about?
Hey, bro, why shouldn't you be proud of being an American, bro? I think we do pretty good.
Why should I didn't say you shouldn't be proud of being an American. You can be proud of
Right,
being
but
an
like-
American if you want. I don't care.
Okay. But, like, for sure, we're like the good guys, right?
I don't think we're the good guys. I think we used to be the good
who's
guys.
the good guys?
I think we used to
who
be
are the good guys?
I don't know, like a Nordic country. Probably better.
Like what?
Like they just like strictly have like a no aggressiveness towards other countries to just, hey, just mind your own business kind of mentality, and I'm here for it.
Well,
I think it's better.
Context. I think context is pretty important, don't you think?
Context is pretty important, don't you think? Yes.
Okay. Well, I would say, what is it? Why do these countries that you're saying are the good guys feel or behave the way they behave? I think that for a country to not be worried about their neighbors, they should feel relatively safe, correct?
Not worried about their neighbors. They should feel relatively safe. Sure. Like the
Right.
United States, right? Gotcha.
Well, yeah. I would
United
say
States
that the
doesn't
reason
have to
these
be worried
countries
at
are
all. Do
relative-
we, right? We got Mexico, we got Canada. I think we're good.
Well, hold on. We're not antagonistic against Canada, but like for sure,
I mean, we have
you
been
could recognize
recently.
Well, political reasons aside, like again, context really matters. Like we really historically have been like pretty good with countries that are like quote unquote good, and like I think that like reasonably like antagonistic against like countries that are like bad countries. I don't think we're like just bullying countries just for the sake of it. You know
I mean,
what
are they really bad, or are you just like taught that they're bad and that we're good?
Well, I'm taught history. You know what I mean? Maybe the history that you know is different than the one that I know, but
Like,
I know like the wars.
Do you really think that we're the good guys, considering that we've been at war for like a grand majority of the existence of the United States? Like, I think like we've only not been at war for like 10 years since the United States' inception. I think that's concerning.
Yeah, I know, right? Ironically, most of that is during Trump's presidency.
What? No.
I said ironically, most of that time.
No.
That those.
Trump did not exist that long. I mean, he is old. I'll grant you that.
Well, I thought you said that we've only been like not in like some sort of a conflict for 10 years of our history.
We've been at war. Maybe I misunderstood. Pretty much every single, with one country or another, for almost the entire inception of the United States. Well, it's terrible that has to be the case, but it is the case.
Sure.
I don't think it's a good thing,
context
right? Like,
matters.
Maybe we shouldn't go to war with countries constantly like that, right?
I mean, I think context matters.
Like what? Like Vietnam? Was Vietnam justified?
Well, I mean, again, right? Like, what was the intent?
To get rid of communism.
Right, and why would we want to do that?
Because we felt that it was a threat to us, even though
why did we feel that?
Because we felt that it was a threat to us.
It wasn't a threat to us?
We felt that.
Okay. Why would we feel that?
Because we thought that they were going to consume the capitalist ruling class.
Well, can you define that? Can you explain that a little bit? Like, what do you mean?
That's what people thought of communism.
Answer. Right? You don't you think that there was this issue, right, post World War II, in which resources were necessary to go through the expansion. For us to have the amount of expansion that we needed for us to grow, we needed resources, and those resources were tied to allegiances.
Yeah, well, maybe we should.
The Soviets were trying to make allegiances with countries, and so were we, because obviously the more allegiances you had, the more access to resources you had.
Yeah, well, maybe then like what you should do is like
America.
The only way that you can,
and it was the Soviets getting friends.
If the only way that you can grow is by like spreading like imperialism in your country and bullying other nations, maybe you shouldn't grow. Like, I get I can go to my neighbor and like steal all their stuff and I'd be richer as a result, but that doesn't really mean that that's justified. Like, it just means like, hey, maybe we shouldn't do that.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. That's why we did what we did. That's why we went to wars, right?
Yeah, we shouldn't do that.
The Soviets were spreading communism, and communism limited democracy.
I just think we shouldn't do that.
Which was what we were fighting against. Well, I think...
Well, to be fair, right, communism wouldn't actually limit democracy. If anything, the United States limited democracy because it went against our global hegemony to do so, and so we specifically would get dictators into power that were receptive to the United States' interests. So no, it wasn't us spreading democracy. In fact, we were stopping democracy, and I think the world saw that.
You know, here's the thing, right? On paper, that sounds right, but then again, right, context matters. Like, I would say that the countries in which we were trying to become allies to the United States would have been worse off under Soviet influence.
I mean, maybe, but then, like, why not just, like, let those countries, like, fail and then just let capitalism reign or whatever? Like, why did it require, like the United States to come in and say, well, what we need to have is we can't have communism, and so we got to stop communism because it's going to like hurt us if we don't stop communism. But also, it doesn't work. Like, why do we have to like go out of? Why not just like let it fail?
Because of the Holodomor.
What?
Because of the Holodomor.
You understand communism
Holodomor?
doesn't entail the Holodomor, right?
I mean,
I'm not even a communist, and I already know this. Like, what is
no,
this argument?
yeah. I mean, it does. Communism does not equal Holodomor. I understand that, but
Yeah,
I only know of. I like I'm a fucking I'm a Mexican.
Big
bro,
League Drew just donated.
Proud Mexican.
Yeah, Big League Drew just donated $4.99, saying, "What is the United Fruit Company and what did they do?" Yeah, they went to Guatemala and they instilled a capitalist
that's a
country.
corporation.
It was a corporation that basically brought in the anarcho-capitalist utopia by having a private military do their dirty work. And we circumvented an entire government so that way the United States could get bananas.
Right, we're
You can look up a
about-
banana republic. That's a real thing that happened.
Yeah,
That's a real thing the United States did
Yeah, but,
because that was in the United States' interest, because our desire for bananas was greater than human rights.
Well, again, right, like that was corporation, but let's go
I
back
mean,
to what we were
the point
talking
is
about.
that we did
like
that, and we did nothing to stop
Well,
this corporation.
corporation
In fact,
did that.
we encouraged
American
it.
corporation.
We
sure.
encouraged it to do that.
I think corporations from all over the world do fucked up things. I mean, I could agree with you. If anything, bro, corporations can become I think like any fucking entity that becomes too big, it can become oppressive. I mean, it goes without saying that there's a certain percentage of the population of people that are fucking good, and then there's a certain percentage of the percentage that is bad, and corporations have just a pool of people. So you obviously are going to have some of them that are going to be evil, and sometimes those people are in positions of power. But you don't believe in that, so let's not speak on that, right? You don't believe that at all. What I do believe is that like without American influence, these countries would have been worse off, because it seems to me like the actual. Anytime we talk about communism, we can't really speak on it in a factual way, because it's all theoretical and it's never actually been practiced in the way that the dudes that authored the system actually like wanted it to be. You know, it's all been through like interpretations. The problem is that every time those interpretations actually take hold, they lead to fucking like Mao or Stalin
I mean, you and I mean, I'm
So-
not going to sit there arguing for like the workers' ownership
I
of
know
the
you
means of
wouldn't.
production. I would argue
Right.
a form of ethical capitalism where we don't try to take down other countries. We got Big League Drew donating another $4.99. That is wild.
Man,
Saying it was the
I
OSS.
hope he doesn't have any kids.
He says it was the OSS which became the CIA and was basically founded by corporate lawyers.
The Jews, yeah, sure. I don't know. I look. The point is that like what I'm saying is that I think if we're just looking at it at face value, like America clearly is the good guys, bro. Because
Even
you
though
know,
that
until you start getting-
they destroyed an entire country because they wanted bananas.
what a corporation did that. You agreed with that. You did not.
The
say
United
America
States
did that.
helped with that.
Okay,
It was encouraged
we
actively by the United States.
were expanding.
We went
because
into
we're an
Guatemala
empire.
and was
I
like,
agree with
we
you.
want bananas more than your dumb democracy. We want bananas
Are we-
more than your body. We want bananas more than our desire of human rights and decency. We want bananas because we don't care about human
Yeah.
lives outside of the United States.
Well, I think that like because of our laws, that shit stopped happening, right? Like American laws prohibit shit like that from happening.
We're still doing
Right.
crap like this.
Well,
What do you
I'm
think
sure
we're
I
doing?
agree-
What do you
no,
think we're
just
doing
to
in
be clear,
Venezuela right now?
America
You think
as a
that like
country-
that's just us
Wait.
out of the goodness of our hearts? Come on, are you
in
stupid?
Venezuela? I think Venezuela is going to be better off once it's like rid of a fucking dictator.
Big League Drew
mean,
donating another $4.99. Dude, this is wild how often
yeah.
Big League Drew donates,
Hey,
bro.
keep
It's
it coming,
actually
Big League.
insane.
No,
He
that's
said,
cool, bro. What do you mean?
yeah, he says,
That's
why?
awesome.
That's amazing. It's incredible. W Drew. W's in
Yeah.
chat for Drew. Drew says, why?
Hell yeah.
I'm working on my first child right now. Isn't that wonderful? I'm
Oh,
excited
you
to
know
hear
what,
about
bro?
that. That's wonderful.
Yeah, that's awesome news, man. I usually talk shit, but hell yeah, that's awesome, bro. That's great to hear. You hear that, bro? Somebody's doing well in America, dude. I'm doing great.
I mean, I'm sure there's people that can do good things in America. I agree with you.
Sure.
And I'm sure that
Right.
America could do good things. I just think that, hey, you know,
I
we could.
think America does good things.
I mean, I'm just saying that we
don't
also
think it
do
can.
really bad things, like awful things that
Okay, but
we shouldn't be
right,
proud
but
of.
you got look, bro. I get it, but nobody's purely good and nobody's purely bad. I think it's irrational. You're gonna run into like fucking. You're just gonna hate. You're gonna become such a narcissist and hate and pessimist if you think that everybody should be 100% good and 100% bad, bro. Like, it's not that simple, right? Like, America, what I'm trying to explain to you is that America is the good guy, bro. We have and could do terrible shit, but in the face of things, like, we're the reason why these European countries are safe and can be and are these utopias that you think they are, you know? Like, without the safety net of the American military,
I mean, to be fair,
these
right? Like, I feel like the
they would be taken by the real empire,
like roughly
which
about
is China
half
or
of
Russia.
roughly about half of the funding for NATO is the United States. I'll grant you that, but the other half is the European countries. So it's like I don't see
Right.
like why the EU could not defend itself without the United
I'm not
States.
saying it couldn't.
In fact, they've moved forward without the United States because of
Yeah.
how erratic Trump has been. Beside the
Yeah,
point,
I'm not
like
saying
beside the
it
point, like
couldn't, bro.
that's not a justification for our
Yeah.
like overt nationalism that brings other countries to their knees, and just a degradation of human rights across the globe. Like I think
Okay,
we have a
but
moral
let me
imperative. If we
counter
plan
that.
on being the strongest country on planet Earth, we have a moral imperative to help out other countries and to not destabilize countries for our personal benefit. We can't be doing this. We need to set an example.
Yeah, I don't think so. No other countries do this thing that you're saying. No other country does it. It's an unfair standard. I think that the problem with that standard is that like if countries were to do things like that, it would be a net loss, and you understand.
Why would it be a
And
net
like,
loss? They would be an economic player.
Well, no. Okay, then. So here's the thing, right? Like, you can't have both.
Like right now,
positions,
like
right?
what
You're
we
not
did
doing
in
it
what we
because you
did in
want them to be
Cuba,
an
we
economic
basically
player.
we can't trade with Cuba.
Yes, because they try to host nuclear missiles from our political enemy.
Okay, but what about before that, buddy?
Yeah.
Come on. about before
Yeah,
that?
they were
Come on.
associating themselves with it. Oh, well, they weren't really a country, bro. They were a territory that
Bruh.
was used for resources, bro. Like every country did back then. But we're not comparing ourselves to back then, right? Because people fucking 75 years ago are not the same people of 150 years ago, right? You can't hold them to the same standards. That's unfair.
Well,
I think that, like, in modern
don't you think we
times,
should have
like-
a
like-
decent standard and not
Well, we have
want to
a
take
decent
over
standard.
countries
That's what I'm
for our
telling you.
personal benefit and then
We
we
don't-
destroy other countries?
We don't intentionally go into countries and destabilize them so that they could be worse, bro.
That's not true. We do that all the
if,
time.
If we
We're doing that now.
If we intervene, well, in modern times, in Trump's presidency,
Yeah, we're
at
doing
least,
that
I
now.
don't recall. Like when?
With Venezuela. We're doing it now.
What did we do?
What? We're going in there and stealing their oil, despite the oil not belonging to us.
Well, hold on. How is Venezuela doing?
Like shit.
They're just doing terrible right now.
Yeah, they're doing terrible.
You know that?
Yeah.
Or are you just saying that because you say a lot of things, and they're like, you said there's no traffic in the UK, which is just ridiculous, right? You say that
The Netherlands. I said the Netherlands, not the UK.
Yeah, in Netherlands. You say that there's no.
There
traffic
is no traffic in the
so
Netherlands. They took care of traffic.
there's definite, bro. There's traffic in the Netherlands, bro.
Have you been
Talk
to the
to
Netherlands?
anybody that
I've
lives
been to
in
the
the
Netherlands.
Netherlands,
There's
bro.
no traffic in the Netherlands.
Okay, you've been there. There's traffic in the Netherlands.
There's
bro.
no traffic in the Netherlands.
I've never
solved
been
traffic.
there. I've never been there. They have traffic, bro.
They have solved
There's
traffic.
no traffic. Okay, wait, hold up. There's no traffic over there.
They have solved
That's what you're
traffic, Extremo. I'm telling you.
Okay, well that's your position, bro. I mean, like unless you do your research, I mean maybe you didn't see it, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You know, you don't live there. How long were you there?
I was there for a week.
It doesn't matter. Look, okay, look, it doesn't matter, right? At the point that I'm making is that if it wasn't because of the fact that we are doing what we're doing, whatever it is that we're doing, bro, there would
So basically, we should do the
there
imperialism,
would be,
right?
well, we're all empires. We're an empire among empires, and we're the best one compared to the other ones. And thank God that we're the best one, because if the real like bad guys, you know, like China or Russia were to be the, you know, the main ones. Like let's say China, the yen had, or the Chinese coin, whatever the fuck it is, right? Was the petrodollar, the petrol currency. What would happen to America? What would happen to the world, bro? Really, think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should help other countries, not destabilize them for our own benefit.
I agree with you. I agree with you, right? I think countries that are associated with America are doing better than countries that do more trade with, like Russia or China. I think generally. Generally, I think that like if it's and mind you, I get it, history, right? Like you got countries like Africa that have been plundered by its own people for, you know, the entirety of its history, and then you got like South America, right? That was you know, you think the Native Americans is bad, right? Like I get it, right? Context matters, but in today's time, modern times, you agree, if it's not for the things that America are currently doing, there would be a different outcome than there are right now, which I think things are technically, I mean, I think we're in the safest time to be alive in human history, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't you think?
No, I understand what you're saying. I just think we shouldn't destabilize other countries. Like that's the only, like for our own benefit. I think it's bad that we do that. Like, we have. We've done it. We haven't though. We have though.
Like no, Trump like a lot. Trump has not done that.
We have.
I don't know, like, yeah, but Trump has not. Like anybody that me and you have elected.
Trump has done that. The United States has done that. The entire existence of the United States has done that. We've kept doing that for a very long time, for our own personal benefit, and I think it's wrong. We shouldn't do that.
Right, and I'm not excusing what happened in the past, mind you, right? And I agree with you. Like it's, you know, it's bad. Like having legal protections for slavery was bad, right? But in modern times, we don't have those things. Like right now,
but we do. We do right now.
I think that we follow international law whenever.
Do you have anything else? Like
no,
we definitely do.
Yeah.
Like I gave you an example, and you seem to acknowledge it, but then you say we don't have it, and then we just go in the same circle. So,
no, well,
is there any way we can continue go forward?
Yeah, we can. Like for example, what happened to Venezuela was not us destabilizing that country. We actually did it through laws that are enforced by that were created by our country. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the important thing that you need to recognize too, bro.
Yeah.
Like everything.
Did we ever own the reserves?
Excuse me?
Did we ever own the reserves of Venezuela?
No.
We never.
Well, I don't know. I actually don't know.
The answer is we've never owned those reserves.
Okay.
We can own the stuff that is used to extract oil, but we never owned the reserves. The companies that came and settled there never owned those reserves. So going in and stealing even an ounce of the oil is just stealing in my book. You're just taking from people.
So it's taking inherently bad?
Is stealing bad? Yeah.
It's stealing inherently bad.
Yeah. We shouldn't steal. Stealing is bad.
Stealing is 100% bad in every context?
That's correct.
Okay, I agree with you, bro.
Okay, so let's not steal from Venezuela.
Right. If we were stealing, is that against the law?
Yes, under international law it is.
Okay, so it seems to me like the problem is that we did it, nothing happened. You're saying we stole, but you
Yeah.
don't actually know we stole legally because you don't actually know all the information that pertains to the
I do. We
the
did.
forfeiture of those assets.
We don't own the reserves. We never owned the reserves. That never
Right,
happened.
but do you understand?
So stealing
what-
even an ounce.
Do you
So
understand?
stealing even an ounce of gold or of oil. That's stealing. We're stealing. We shouldn't be stealing.
Did they release? Did they release the reason why they took those?
Did they list a reason why they? Yeah, because they believe that they have a right to it, and they don't. It's not theirs.
Okay,
it's
why
not
did
ours.
they believe that? Why did
Yeah,
why did they believe that?
Well, because I believe that there were investments that were done, and that the communists came in and nationalized the oil industry. But regardless of who owned the machinery, that doesn't mean you own the reserves. So even
So
if
just to be
even
clear,
if
you
they
don't own-
stole 100%, which they didn't, right? Even if they stole 100% of the the oil operations, they still don't actually own the reserves itself. Do you understand the problem?
Right, but my what I'm trying to highlight to you is that you don't actually know, right? This is law fucking. You don't actually know.
I do know this.
Right?
I read
that
about
they
it.
utilize. Right. What is it? The law that they use?
Yeah, international
that
law
they
doesn't let you
usually-
depose a president and take their stuff. Yeah.
Did they depose the president, or was he a dictator?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I agree with you. He's a bad guy. I'm just saying that
No,
you're
that's
not
not
allowed
what
to
I'm
do
asking
that.
you.
By international law, you're not
I'm
allowed
not-
to do that.
Was he a president or was he a dictator?
Yeah, he's a dictator. But anyway,
Okay, so
that's beside the point. You're not
mean,
allowed to do that.
we wage wars. We can wage war if we feel like we have legal justification.
No,
If you don't like
no,
those
we don't have legal
justifications, you need
justification
to
to
change
steal
the law.
oil. We don't. It doesn't matter how bad of a guy he is. It doesn't give you a right to steal oil.
What do
You don't have that right.
Hold up. We took shit. We took shit after World War II.
I know. We shouldn't be stealing.
Well, we needed to do that.
No, we don't. We're the richest
the
country on
country
planet
that
Earth. We don't need more. We're good.
So, so Germany shouldn't have paid any reparations.
I mean, I'm okay with Germany paying reparations. Like that's fine. That's an
Okay.
agreed upon contract, not physically stealing or wresting money from a country that did not concede or offer that as an option. They agreed to that,
Well,
right? That's different from stealing, don't you think?
Well, I mean, sure, I agree with you. It's just World
Okay,
War
so maybe we
II
shouldn't steal.
lasted years, and the war in Venezuela lasted like a few hours, bro.
Oh, this is wild.
And there was like 0 casualties.
No, we shouldn't steal, though. That's not my point. The
And
point
I
is
get
don't
it.
steal.
We
Why are we
shouldn't steal.
stealing?
Um,
And why are you?
I don't
I mean,
think
are
we
you
should steal.
justifying stealing?
No, I'm telling you, I agree with you. We shouldn't steal. What happened wasn't stealing. If it was stealing, we wouldn't
did
be allowed
steal.
to do it, but we did it.
No,
You
no,
just
no,
don't
no.
know
The
the
problem
reason
is
why.
we got
I
the
don't
biggest
either, to
stick.
be honest, but
The problem is that we got the biggest stick. That's why.
well,
That's
Or-
why we
or
could do
maybe,
that because
like-
we're big and strong,
or
and other countries can't do anything about it. And we're effectively the international body that's supposed to actually try people when they break international law. But when the guy that is supposed to be dealing with international law decides to break the international law, the world is toothless. So they could basically get away with stealing. But that doesn't make stealing right. It just means we can get away with it.
yeah, and I guess you're right. At the end of the day, that's the truth, right? Like, we have that, as the government has that power, and we've given it that power, and it has this
Well,
enormous
we
military
shouldn't
and
be doing
enormous
that.
budget.
We should uphold ourselves
agree
to a
with
higher
you.
moral standard.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it, right? Like, me and you agree on that. I guess I'm posing the question, like, is it better than the alternative? And and that's the difference between me and you, right? Like, I say, hell no, it's not better than the alternative. This is the best option. Unfortunately, like, I do believe in force being the ultimate factor in deciding, like, conditions.
So you're
You know what I
making
mean?
the argument that might is right.
It is. I wouldn't say that, like, it's my opinion, you know? It
I'm
just
saying
is.
like
at
is
the
it
end of the
moral?
day, right?
Is it moral? Is might is right
Is
moral?
it moral? I mean, it can, it can't be, you know?
No, it's not. The answer is no. The answer is no, Extremo. Come on. It's
Well,
not
sure,
moral. It's
but
not moral just because I have the biggest stick and I take your stuff. That's not moral, right? Like just because like I hold a gun to your head,
yeah,
and because I got a gang of guys that are holding a gun to your
right.
head, and they say, "Hey, give me your stuff," that doesn't make it right, right? Like it's wrong
Yeah,
that I'm doing that and
obviously,
I'm holding
bro.
you at gunpoint,
But
right?
but like, what's the point? It's like going against gravity. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the world immoral, and is what you're telling me, and
It's an
we should not.
incredibly
We
pessimistic
should.
way of looking at things, I think. I think you
I
gotta
mean,
I think
and
you gotta
it
rethink your
is,
moral
but
compass and go, do I want to live in a world that actually has moral decency and abides by international standards, or do we just do the might is right thing?
I think I'm like most people, bro. I think most people
I
are
think
like
most people would probably argue we should live
gotta
a
look
moral
out for
life.
gotta look out for myself. Yeah, but most people would say on top of that they would say, but we should
Let's
look
see.
out for
Big League Drew
ourselves,
says, do
right?
you think eminent domain laws are just? I think it depends on the eminent domain. Sometimes the eminent domain has been used on the basis of racism. By the way, thank
Oh
you for
yeah,
the $4.99 USD. I really appreciate it. Big League Drew, you should become a member. Like I think it's
man.
like $1 a month.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
like nothing. I appreciate you donating as much as you have. That's crazy. That is wild. I really appreciate it.
Hey, bro, you know what? I had me and you agree. We should be the best type of person that we can be. Really, ideally. It just obviously like we're at the mercy of our neighbor, right? And if the neighbor agrees with you, then that's great. Things can be good. We could progress. But if your neighbor's China, you're kind of fucked, right? Because they don't believe that, and your hippy dippy gay shit ain't gonna work with them because they execute people like you. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
So
great,
that's the
great,
problem,
great. I
right?
mean, but like, here's the thing,
that
man.
America
Like
is
I think
preventing that, bro.
like dictators and awful people. I think they leave you alone when you're just not interested in hurting them. I think they just leave you alone. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
like,
think we could be that nation. We could
like
just be like the leave people alone nation.
no, that needs to be like the small European nations that are like
No, man, we
the
can be
reason
the
they're
biggest
rich is
nation.
because they
And
have
here's what we do. Ready? Here's what we do. You ready? Here's
yeah,
how we
have a lot of fucking
ensure our
outside
hegemony.
investment.
We have beneficial trade deals with other nations and become the best economy because we have really good trade deals.
That's what we do right now.
No, we don't
We're
do
the
that.
best at that.
We're literally bullying people
Hell
with
yeah.
tariffs, which is the worst trading partner, not a good. That's a
It,
bad trading
it,
partner.
the tariffs will go away, Amanda. Don't worry.
Yeah, when
I give
Trump
it
is no longer in
another
office.
year or two. Yeah, maybe another year or two.
I hope that fucking old poops his diaper, dies of old age, and we never have to think about
Yeah,
him again.
man. Hey, bro, listen, I'm about to head out, but I just want to speak on this one last thing, bro. Nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with that fucking weird motherfucker that you were talking to the other day, bro. And you know who I'm talking about. I just forgot his name.
I don't know who you're talking about. I talked to a
The
lot of
one
weird
with
motherfuckers.
the daughter that beats his... Oh, yeah, the one that beats his wife.
Oh, Ben Thorpe. Bruh.
Yeah, bro.
Should I make a video on that guy?
Yeah, bro.
Should
yeah,
I
bro.
just like
Listen,
re-upload that
I
debate
heard him admit,
or the discussion?
I heard him admit. Why? I heard him admit it, bro. I wouldn't have such animosity against a person that unless I had like, I proof that this motherfucker said or did something bad, you know. And this motherfucker actually said that he's okay with the man beating their wife in certain instances.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Which was upsetting to me, you know
That's
what I mean?
terrible.
Because I think that that's the weakest shit, you know? Yeah, exactly. Like, and then it wouldn't be like, okay, this guy's just trying to get clout. I get it, he's a YouTuber. But then come to find out he did prison time for beating his wife. So it's kind of fucked up, you know what I mean?
Did he really?
And it's kind of fucked up that yeah, bro, he apparently, bro, it's just Google his name. I don't know. Didn't take too long. Yeah, the point is that, like, I'm not trying to defame the guy because it's, like, information that is available. It's just that, like, I think shame on you guys who watch him because you shouldn't be platforming a dude that at least admits that it's okay to beat women. You know what I'm saying? I think that's some weak pussy shit, bro. It's like, you know, I get it if Vic Shalik was trying to beat your ass, you should defend yourself, but, like, that's not what he was talking about, you know? He was talking about, like, your partner and shit. It's fucked up.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's never a good thing.
I don't know.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. And it's cool though. You know, that's your platform. You know, it's whatever. I just think he's a bitch, bro. And it's sad because his you know.
I'm trying to
his
find.
daughter,
I'm trying to find this.
you know.
Can someone find this for me? I cannot find it. I'm looking.
Yeah, that's all, bro. That's the only reason I wanted to speak on because he was trying to
Big
talk shit about
Big
me.
League Drew just donated another $4.99. Dude, this is wild.
Fucking name, man.
He's saying, yeah, I've been
Hey, bro,
addicted
keep
to
it coming.
super chatting, but I want to upgrade my PC soon, so I'll have to take a break. LOL. These RAM prices are nutty.
Shit.
I mean, hey, you do not have to donate. I very much appreciate you. I'll try to read every super chat that comes my way. Obviously, I can't read every chat. I used to remember what I used to read. I was able to read every single chat because I just didn't get a lot of chats. And now it's like, there's too many chats. I can't possibly do it on my own. Isn't that crazy?
Hell yeah, that's great, Amanda. I remember when you didn't have nobody watching your shit, and now you have 1,000 people, and people are hating on you on the internet. That's great.
Well, hopefully we
That's
can
how
get
you
it to
get
where
rich,
it's like
bro.
people aren't hating on me.
If people ain't hating on you, bro, you ain't doing it right, dog.
Maybe that's probably true.
No, that's what I'm
probably
saying,
true.
bro. Like you're so fucking naive sometimes, bro.
No. I kind of agree. I kind of agree with you that it's like
know?
you're just like, if you make an impact, there will always be people that hate you. Always. There will never be a day where it's like there aren't going to be haters, no matter what. And it doesn't matter what you say.
Yeah, bro. Exactly.
Yeah. Base God Flashy says, now you only read the most recent message, LOL.
Hey, I want base God Flashy to try to call in and try to explain to me what the world would look like if Stalin.
You got to get on Discord because I don't have I can't do three-way call. Three-way calling?
No, I'll get off. I'm about to get off. This is my like second or third blunt, bro. Like I'm just chilling over here enjoying the last of my day.
Robert Lemons 172 donating $5 super chat. Thank you very much, Robert, for the super chat. With no comment either. He didn't want me to say anything. He just wanted to donate. What a fucking G. What a G. W's in comments for Robert. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yo, what's good, bro? I'm trying to talk, bro. I'm trying to call in.
Hey, bro.
We're gonna hang up Extremo, and then I'm gonna talk to Ibro. Okay. It's nice talking to you, buddy.
That's great, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah, God bless you, bro. Have a great day.
Yep. See ya. All right, Ibro. Give me 1 second.
All right, bro. Yo, I'm just tuning into your thing, bro, and I gotta say, you're like the nicest woke people I've seen, man. Like,
sick.
Like woke person I've seen so far, man.
What's your do you go by Ibro?
Yeah, just call me bro, man.
Okay,
just
bro.
Call me bro. Yeah.
All right, bro.
Okay.
What you want to talk about?
Wait, so my mic sounds good, right?
Mic sounds great.
All right. Okay. All right. So I want to just know about your views real quick. You know, like
sure.
I want to get to know.
I actually have a hot takes list in my description of my video. I don't know if you're in the chat. If you look at the description of the video, there is a hot takes list where you can see all of my views.
Okay. So, all right. Let me go ahead and check that out real quick. All right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I do see some deal breakers here.
Okay.
I do see some.
You're clipping a bit, so you're gonna want to step your mouth away from your mic. It's just gonna help for the stream.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me join through my phone because I'm on my laptop.
Yeah, you just gotta just move away from the mic a little bit. It's just you're coming off very strong, and it's clipping Discord. So I don't know if you got to go into Discord and just turn it down from your input volume, or if you got to just step away from the mic.
Sorry about that. Just give me a second.
Sure, take your time. You're good. Let me actually set my phone to do not disturb mode for now. so we can have a conversation.
What's good, YouTube? What's good?
Still breaking through.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Hold on. I think it was this. All right, I think this should sound better now.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, all right. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so I'm checking through your hot takes list, right? And number one, okay, so number one, let's start off with number one. All
What
right,
was
number
number
one. Yeah, trans women are women and trans men are men, right?
Based by gender. Absolutely. Couldn't agree with that more.
Okay, by okay, so like what do you mean? Like what do you mean by that? You know, I want to get your
There's a difference.
definition straight.
Yeah, there's a difference between sex and gender. Gender is an internal feeling of your sex.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be separated from your sex.
Okay, but you do agree that biologically speaking, this is not true, right? This cannot be true
No,
whatsoever.
biologically speaking, it is true. There are
Okay,
numerous
it's not true.
endocrinological functions that causes someone's internal feelings to differ from their external genitalia. We have identified multiple mechanisms on this stream, be it through various endocrinological means. There have been embryonic stages that we've pointed out. There have been specific brains that show physical morphologies differentiating from cisgendered counterparts. It's a thing. It's real. I'm not making it
Yeah,
up.
but well, think about this though, right? Which gender? Obviously, women are the ones that play a massive role in the reproductive system, right?
By
And
sex.
yeah, but you got to look at it. You got to look at it this factor, right? You look at the skeletal structure
Yeah.
of a woman and a man. You physically cannot change the whole structure like that at all.
Yeah, I never
Like
implied that you're changing the sex.
yeah,
The sex
exactly.
doesn't
So like,
change. The gender is what changes.
so for a woman, it's like to be a woman is to give birth, right? We can all agree. We can
No.
all agree with that, right?
No, there's plenty of women that don't give birth.
That's the role of them, right? That's
No.
the role that's given. For
No, there's
men,
lots
it's
of women that don't give
providers.
birth.
Well, you got to look at their skeletal system, man. Like it's a thing where your feelings say something else, whereas reality is something else. You know, so
Yeah.
you can't really go off the feeling aspect of that at all. You cannot. And I'd like to argue that a
So
person isn't born.
let me ask you this: if you have, say, more testosterone, would you feel more manly or less manly?
Well, it usually depends, right? It usually depends
I'm asking you. Do
on
you think
the
that you'd feel
person.
more manly if you had more testosterone as opposed to less?
I don't think it would really make a difference for me.
It wouldn't make a
In my
difference. You really
opinion.
think that the
It wouldn't make
hormones don't affect your behavior at all, or how you feel internally at all? There would be no effect. You're the all of
But that
endocrinology is
doesn't
wrong. Your
necessarily-
experience of having excess testosterone, there would just be no effect. You really think that? Come on now.
But you're looking at
What happens
at a
when you
thing
take
where-
excess testosterone? What happens?
Well, obviously, you grow facial hair. You obviously go through that.
Yep. Acne,
You
more
obviously-
muscle growth.
Yeah, of course, right?
And
But
it's
you're
always
saying- you're
muscle
also
growth
saying
where it's like
that
it
just because of
broadens
the
the
hormones-
shoulders. It muscles appear to grow more around the arms, around the chest. You look more manly, right?
You would, but
Understand
that
how it
doesn't
works?
mean you're changing your gender, though.
Aha.
That does not
But
mean
but
you're
here's the
not
thing,
changing your
right?
gender.
When you understand that gender is an internal feeling of your sex, that you can effectively change your gender.
But it's not like a thing where a person is born and they think like from the start. They're like, nah, I should be a girl or I should be a
There
man.
are
It doesn't
people
look
like
like
that.
that.
There are trans
It's
people
all
exactly
based
like
off.
that.
It's all based off of environmental.
Nope.
What they're
Wrong.
around. Who are they around?
You're wrong
Whatever
about
they
that. You don't know what you're
consume.
talking
What type of things they consume.
You're
Right?
wrong about that. You don't know what you're talking about.
No, it's literally off of environment. It's off of environment, man.
All right. Give me a moment. I'll provide you something. I love this study. This study makes me, I love this study. Okay. Give me a quick second. I'm going to open it with Chrome because it's easiest that way.
Yeah, see, somebody in the chat just said,
And I'll go
so if
ahead and
it's
provide
internal,
it. I'll go ahead and provide
then
it
why do you
inside
need
chat as
to
well,
take
just so you can
hormones?
review it yourself. Okay, so this is the neuroanatomy of the transgender identity, mega-analytic findings from the Enigma Transgender Persons Working Group. So basically what they did is that they used the mega-analytic approach, looking at structural MRI data of 803 non-hormonally treated transgender men, transgender women, cisgendered men, and cisgendered women. The results were that transgendered persons differed significantly from cisgendered persons with respect to their subcortical brain volume and surface area, but not their cortical thickness. Contrasting the four groups, trans man, trans woman, cis man, cis woman, we observed a variety of patterns that not only depended on the direction of the gender identity, as in towards male or towards female, but also the brain measure as well as the brain region examined. The conclusion was that rather than being merely shifted towards either end of the male-female spectrum, transgender persons seem to present with their own unique brain phenotype. And if you scroll down right here, you could see the exact measurements here where it showed significant groups effects on cortical volume.
Who's the source? Who's the source?
This is a mega-analytic finding. This has dozens of people. You can see
Who's the source though? When was this research
This
conducted?
is the Journal of Sexual Medicine. Right. So like obviously the cortical volume surface area of your brain doesn't just change because, I don't know, environment. Unless if you're talking about like, I don't know, like lead in the environment that affects like how the brain develops.
Well, I need to know. The.
I posted it in side chat.
The source. Yeah, I need to.
Yeah, I posted it in side chat. I have it right there. You can review it.
Yeah, of course. But who wrote these studies though? That's the main point.
There's dozens of people.
There's dozens of people, but like,
Yeah.
what are their names? You know,
Sven
like,
Muller, PhD. Antonio Guillamon, MD, PhD, and professor. Leir Zubair Elorza, PhD. Carme Junque, PhD. Esther Gomez Gil, medical doctor as well as PhD. Carme Uribe, PhD. Bezad S. Korashad, MD. Benaz Kazai, MD, MSc, Ali Talay, MD, Ute Habel. It's all there. Like I can go through all of the names, but it's all there.
But yeah, there's also other studies that say the exact opposite of that as well. And
Big League Drew is donating $10. Sorry, give me a sec. Big League Drew is donating $10, saying I need to look further into this study rather than just reading the conclusion. Not to mention, an overwhelming amount of studies can't be reproduced with the same results. That's not true. There's been numerous neurological.
True,
nope, there have been numerous neurological studies independent of this one that have been able to exemplify the same thing, and not even just from a neurological standpoint, but from an embryological standpoint as well as from a biological standpoint. There are numerous studies that show these exact things where there is a biological imperative to a person being trans. There are multiple fields of study. I know like people want to pretend that these things don't exist, but you could just look this up. It is there. You just have to acknowledge that it's there and then read what's there because it's there.
Well, where's the link though? Where's the link?
I gave
to
you the
the
link
to the
inside
study?
chat. It's inside chat.
Okay, let me check. Okay.
Can someone please link the study so I can actually read it instead of going by "Trust me, bro"? Sure, I'll provide it. I highly recommend Sci-Hub, by the way, just in case, for those who are not aware. But here it is. Sadly, it doesn't have the nice picture unless if you're able to get the full paper. And I gave you the full paper. That what you see there is the full paper. Normally, you have to pay for that. Morrison says, what do you think that study shows? The study shows that there are subcortical volumes of the brain that physically differentiate from that of cisgendered counterparts, which would show that there is a biological imperative to a person being trans, not actually a sociological one like what a lot of people tend to believe.
I'm not gonna lie. This is some okay. I respect you for actually showing the source and actually showing some backed up research and whatnot. So I understand that. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I can't. I'm not. This topic is not my strong suit.
No, you're good.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
I'm sorry. Yeah. But I
Okay.
would
I'm
like to
I'm
talk
not gonna make
about.
fun of you or anything, so you're fine.
Yeah, thank you for understanding. But I do want to debate you about Jeffrey Epstein and
Ooh.
how
Yeah.
he did kill himself, which
Yeah.
he didn't. All
It's
right,
probably one
like,
of my
let's-
least. It's probably one of my least. People hate this my position on this probably more than most things. But basically, what I had done is that I had read individual FBI reports of at least what the evidence was, and all I can go by with is what the FBI had said. I had no reason to believe that the FBI is actively hiding information regarding Jeffrey Epstein. I believe that they likely released their report. And what I observed after all the evidence was said and done was that the evidence showed to me that it was likely that he actually killed himself and that it wasn't like a billionaire cabal.
Okay, well, to be fair, the FBI is known to hiding things, right?
Sure.
Everybody knows this. You cannot trust.
I just don't have an indication that the FBI is inconsistent or is lying in this case.
But you
I don't have
gotta
any
look
evidence
at
of that.
you gotta look at this in one case, right? If you have watched the interview, you have seen how there was an instance in the interview where I'm pretty sure he
Let's see.
refused
Big
to
League
eat.
Drew says James Lindy, Helen Pluckrose, and Peter Boghossian really showed the flaws with studies and peer reviews submitting satirical papers that got accepted. But this isn't like one guy's submitting a paper. We're talking about one of the largest mega analytic findings of the neuroanatomy of transgender individuals. It's a little bit beyond just simply like one dude submitting a paper. Sorry. Continue. He's
good.
Big League Drew keeps donating, so I got to read his stuff. My apologies.
Yeah, all good, man. All good. Like I said, there's an instance in the video where he refuses to eat due to the fact that he might there's like some poison or something in the food, or like that guy. You gotta admit, Jeffrey is smart, right? Jeffrey is smart, and
No, I don't think Jeffrey is smart.
Jeffrey is smart, bro.
No.
You gotta understand where this guy
I think
is
he
coming
believed
from.
that he was smarter than other people. And I think like
Okay,
when
answer this question,
when
though.
you're very wealthy, I think you end up believing that you're smarter than other people simply for the virtue of being wealthy.
Well,
But if you like
answer this-
if you look at like his writing and stuff, like a lot of it is just like high school level understanding of like math and science. Like he wasn't like an incredibly intelligent human being. He was just like a regular guy.
Answer.
But also had spent millions of dollars on his gross, disgusting fetish. That abused people, by the way. Big League Drew just donated another $5 USD. Dude, this is freaking crazy how much you donate, man. I really appreciate it. I hope I'm not affecting your finances in any way. If I am, please stop donating. Don't donate if I am affecting your finances in any way. That is wild that you keep donating. Okay. Saying they submitted many papers to some of the largest journals in the area, and there are 3 academic and professors. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about for sure. Like, I think like you need to be rigorous in your peer review, and they were just submitting paper after bullshit paper. And I agree with you. Like, that's something that needs to be corrected. Mega analytic findings would not necessarily have to be that, though. I hope that makes sense. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you gotta answer this question though. This guy, okay, how long was this run of his island? All the shit that he's doing. How long has this been?
I think he had been
going
doing it
for?
since 2003. Let's see. Big League Drew says, LOL, my finances for account for some spending money. Shame YouTube takes such a cut. Another $5 super chat. That is, well, I appreciate it very much. Thank you, Big League Drew. You do not have to do that. I very much appreciate your support. Sorry, go ahead. Continue.
Like I said, 2003, right? That's a very long ass time. He got caught around what, like 2018, I'm guessing? 2018, 2019.
Oh, don't get me wrong. The
So-
Justice Department completely failed in getting this guy to justice. Like, if that's what you're trying to get at, I agree with you. I just don't believe that he was killed. I'll tell you what. Here, I'll walk you through exactly like what I believe happened. Based on like,
I'm not finished yet. I'm not finished. Like I still need to add on to my point. I'm saying that to be running that type of circle, to be running that type of operation, you have to have that intellect. You got to agree with me on this, right?
I think you just got to have dirt on people that were engaging in sex acts and then in high places, which enable you to be able to continue doing what you're doing, which doesn't take a very smart person to figure out and do. Like,
but it still took a long time for him to
like
get caught.
to get it going.
To get caught.
He was caught many times. He was caught many times. The problem is that he had a lot of friends in high places. Well. Yeah, he had a lot of friends in high places. I agree. Yeah.
But for him to kill himself, nah, it's just no. You also gotta look you gotta look at what he has, man. You really think that this guy, he's built a whole empire.
Yeah. Well, I can
walk
you through it. I can walk you through it.
This whole island, he built all of this, and to kill himself, it's not good, man. It's really not good. I'd argue that this guy is a valuable asset to the higher ups.
I'm gonna bust out the chalkboard. It's coming. Chalkboard's coming. Sorry, just give me a sec. Chalkboard's coming. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Pen. Me need pen. Okay, hold on. Give me a sec. Apologies.
Oh, good.
Should be in my random desktop items. Where is it?
Exactly. He had a global blackmail operation, and to think he was stupid, I think it's a reach. Like,
I mean, I think he was at least high school educated. Like, that was basically it.
Nah.
I don't think he was like particularly super.
But you're comparing school to, you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't matter if he's only studied high school or whatever. That guy has high amounts of emotional intelligence and emotional IQ, right? Like, you gotta look at how much this guy has
So I'm gonna
done.
show you, here, I'm gonna show you right now. Give me a sec. Where's my drawing tablet? Is it gonna show? Hey, drawing tablet. Let's go. All right. All right. So, where the fuck did my button go? Sorry, give me a sec. Where'd my button go? Ah, bruh. I lost my button. Oh no. Well, I don't have undo. That's okay though. We'll make do for now. I gotta find that button though. All right, so let's see here. So, all right. So, facts, the things that we know about Jeffrey Epstein prior to his death, because I thought the exact same thing. I was like, yeah, he's definitely likely did not kill himself. Instead, he was murdered. So I want to go over the evidence that compelled me to originally think that and what pushed me away from that. So reasons. Let's see, reasons.
Also, we gotta add on to the fact that he was connected to the Mossad. So
Okay.
killing him off is just not like, no, he wouldn't kill himself
So number one, first reason.
at
Reason
all.
number one. 2 weeks prior. He had an inmate with him, but he was escorted out. Inmate left his cell. Right, that's the first thing. It was 2 weeks prior. He had two cameras that were there in his cell. Two cameras not working. Right? On the day of his death. We don't know exactly when it was not working, but we know for a fact that two cameras were not working.
Yeah. Don't you find that suspicious at all?
Yeah,
On that day he died, those cameras died.
Yeah, I'm bringing up all the things that are very suspicious. Okay, guards were sleeping.
Yeah. Well, if you're gonna,
Did you
if
have
you're gonna
anything
look at
yourself
how,
that you found like really suspicious?
I have talked to many people who've actually been in these type of who worked in these type of prisons, right? Prison, jail cells, whatever, right? Um, when you look at the death scene, right, where his body was found, there was a bunch of clothes, like there was a bunch of clothing, and that shouldn't be allowed at all. Like those type of clothing shouldn't be allowed at all. And for guards to be sleeping, man, like
Do you have anything else though? Like you're just saying there's a lot of clothes?
there was like you
A lot
look
of
at the
clothes.
scene, you
Anything
look at the
else?
pictures there, it's too much. Um, what else?
That's like really suspicious.
They did cut off a few. They cut off some of the footage. That the cameras that one of the working cameras had, right? So they cut off the footage. Like they cut off a few seconds of footage that seems to be quite relevant. So that to me is also very suspicious.
Anything else?
Yeah, that's what we could. Yeah, that's
Right.
about it.
All right. Give me a moment, okay? Okay. So this happened in the middle of the night. Jeffrey Epstein's death. Okay. And one of the things that happened in the middle of the night is, and this was specifically the West Wing, 6th floor. So one of the things that happened prior to closing for the night is that everything has to be on lockdown, right? And what that means is that all the hallways got to be empty. Everybody has got to be in their cells. Cells got to be closed. Cells cannot be opened other than through where the guards are, which is roughly around here, the hallway to get into the West Wing. And they're basically locked from the inside. You cannot enter inside this guardhouse without being let in by the guards. Okay? The only way that you can open the cells is through this guardhouse. There's a specific command that then opens up the guard cells, or the cells to to each floor. They can even open each door independently or all at once. So we know for a fact that it was on lockdown. Oh, there was one more thing. Hold on. Logs weren't done properly. Right. So the guards were sleeping, right?
Yeah, the guards were sleeping. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So the guards are sleeping. They're inside here. They're sleeping. All right. Not only are the guards sleeping, they're locked from the inside, cannot be accessed. They basically have to be fully conscious and aware to even open the door to begin with. The entire West Wing was locked down, right? Everybody was accounted for. Everybody is in their cells. There's nobody in the hallway. There's nobody in the bathroom. There's nobody in the locker rooms. It's locked down. There is nobody other than the prison inmates in the floor. Now, I agree with you. Super suspicious. 2 cameras were not working on his death, right? And it was like in the hallway, and then there was another one that was looking into his cell. And we sadly did not get to see that footage because those cameras were not working. Now, it's pretty common that when you have a lot of cameras, that maybe a few don't work, right? That could be for any reason why that would be the case.
But that's too much of a coincidence, though. On that day, like on that time frame that all of this happened, the cameras decide to shut down. And what's crazy is that even one of the cameras that were working, the footage that was released was confirmed to be cut. You get me? So like,
yeah. No, I get you.
It's too much to be a coincidence.
I get you.
Right?
But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. While those cameras don't work, the cameras at floor 1 work. The cameras all over this stairwell work. The cameras were working all over this building, just not in the 2 cameras where we really wanted to see. And so I then went, how can a killer make it in here? Right? We know one potential reason is maybe the guards, they were paid off to let one inmate out and open the cell door to Jeffrey Epstein and then kill him and then go back in, right? But they were sleeping. So how exactly? We know that they were sleeping the entire time. There's camera footage of them sleeping the entire time at the time of his death that night. So how can you get a killer to, number one, get into the West Wing, which, by the way, this is a double locked area, right? You cannot get in unless you get approval from the guards, which are once again asleep. So this area is locked off as well, right? Double door. So killers got to somehow sneak through that And then they got to get through a main hallway. They got to get to the stairwell. And then they go up several flights of stairs to the 6th floor. And then they make their way to Jeffrey Epstein. Somehow, some magic way, the door opens, despite the fact that the guards have to be awake and functioning in order to open that door. And then he kills them. And then he goes down 6 flights of stairs, goes back out, says bye to the guards. There's no other way to get into this West Wing.
But there's no footage,
without
there's no
these
footage of the guards sleeping.
There is footage
There's
of
no
the guards sleeping. We already know that
Could
they
you
were
pull it
asleep.
up?
That's why they went to jail. They went to jail because they were neglecting their duties. Just so you're aware, the guards, they were actually supposed to be trailing the hallways on, I don't know if it was an hourly basis or a 2-hourly basis, but they were supposed to be trailing throughout the night. That's their job, right? They have to go up and down hallways. But if I had to guess, right, you can probably imagine what it is like to do a boring job. And if you do that boring job for, say, 5-10 years.
But this
I
is
venture
a high
to say that
profile,
there would
this
come a
is- This is
time.
a high profile person.
Hold
This
on.
is a
Hold
person.
on. Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
I venture to say that there's likely a very high probability that you get a little lazy in your job, right? Your duty is to go up and down the hallways and observe literally nobody doing anything because the entire thing is under lockdown and there's no way to get out because everything is in lockdown, and you're just basically trailing the hallways, seeing absolutely nothing day in and day out for several years. It doesn't surprise me that these guards are like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get some shut-eye and we're just going to fill out the logs saying that we checked, right? They have to say that they wrote down that, yeah, they checked, but obviously they're not checking. They're just being lazy workers and they're just not checking. And so as a result, they fabricated federal records, and so they went to jail for that. But yes, it was seen that they were asleep during that. That's how they were able to confirm that they
But there's no
fabricated those
footage of
records.
that.
There is footage.
There's no
of that.
footage of
There
that.
is footage of that. Okay, so
Could you pull it
So
up?
then my question becomes, how do you get a killer in there?
Well, look, you got to look at the fact that this is a high profile person. This
I
is a
understand
person.
that. There's lots of
This is a
high
person
profile
who
people.
isn't.
Just because
this
they're
is-
high
this is-
profile
isn't a-
doesn't mean that the West Wing isn't locked down and that it's still not boring.
All right, hold up, though. It doesn't matter if it's boring, though. If you were a guard, right? If you were a guard and you're guarding a cell of a notorious criminal, right? And that person or that person is highly wanted, right? Of course, I know the guards had some common sense. They knew what was going on. They know it's fucking Jeffrey, right? You're not supposed to sleep on a job like that, right?
I know
At
you're not
all.
supposed to.
You're
I'm
not
saying that they
supposed
were
to.
neglecting their duties.
But look, though, it's too much of a coincidence when you look at it. The guards were
All right.
sleeping, the cameras
But
weren't
here's
working.
the thing, right? No.
And the footage was
The
cut.
6th floor cameras were not working. The cutoff footage for 3 seconds, bro, if you know anything about digital video recorders, those things reboot. They just reboot. And sometimes IT guys, what they'll do, they'll set up an automated reboot system to just reboot during specific times, especially during middle of the night times where nothing happens, where nobody would need that footage.
But that
So, like,
footage is vital, though. That footage
I understand
needed,
that.
bro.
I'm saying that it's just it would likely be. I believe it is likely, and I don't believe it was actually 3 seconds. I think it was like for 3 minutes, which is roughly around the time that it takes to reboot a DVR.
Like I said, man, it's too much of a coincidence.
I understand
man.
that we got all
It
these
is
coincidences.
too much of a
I'm saying,
coincidence.
how do you get a killer in there? When I reviewed the evidence, when I sat down and I looked at the FBI report, I was like, that's a really good point. How do you get a killer on the 6th floor? No detection. Doesn't make any sense. No matter how I break this down, I cannot figure out how a killer gets into this.
Bro, you gotta look at this, man. They can make deals, bro. They
How?
can make deals.
The guards
you know
are
that, right?
asleep. How do they
can
get
make
in?
deals.
How?
They
What
can
dealer?
make deals,
Dude, if I have $100
let me-
or if
let me-
I have
let
$1
me
billion
point out something.
dollars, how am I going to get those guards to magically wake up and then press a fucking button for me? Because we can see they were asleep the entire time. There was never a moment. It's just a long footage of them asleep during the time of his death.
But look,
That's
look,
why they're in
though.
jail.
I'm sorry. I thought I was gonna-
So
what I was
again,
gonna
how do you
say-
get a killer on the 6th floor, middle of the night, completely undetected? The entire West Wing is locked down. How?
Bro,
Makes no sense.
you mentioned this guy had so much blackmail on other
Sure
people,
did.
correct?
He sure did.
All right, now let me finish my point. Right? You mentioned this guy had so much blackmail on all of these like people, all of these rich guys too.
Yep.
Do you seriously think that it's not possible for this to happen?
It's not a money problem. It's a physical limitation problem.
But yeah,
I agree
look,
with
though,
you that Epstein
look.
had a lot of influence, and as a result of having a lot of influence, he got away with a lot. But this is at the point where he was already in jail, and here we are, and I review the information regarding Epstein's death and the FBI report, and this is what I find. This is the information that I was able to find after reading what? I think it was like a 40-page report. And after everything is said and done,
You're
I went
relying on
after
the
everything.
stuff FBI
I'm saying
is
after everything was said
man.
and done, after everything that was said and done, I don't know how a guy can get there and kill Epstein. Big League Drew says, I agree with some of what you're saying, Ibro, but you do not sound prepared to defend your position. Don't make me jump in and help you, says Big League Drew for $5 USD. Thank you very much, Big League Drew. By the way, if you guys are not subscribed, please subscribe. Like the video. I appreciate you guys.
I
very
don't
much.
need
Thank you.
help. I'm just saying this.
Guys.
I'm just saying this, man. You gotta look at it at this factor as well. This guy had a lot of enemies, man. This guy had a lot of enemies.
I understand
A
that,
lot
but
of
here's
people.
the thing, man. Hillary Clinton can't physically get into the 6th floor. And the other cameras were working. We know that they were working.
Hillary
It's just
Clinton. It doesn't
specific-
matter, bro.
No, I'm
You
just
can-
saying, like, it doesn't matter
do
who.
you know? Do you know
right?
the magic wonder
it's a
that
physical
money can
limitation
do?
problem.
The amount of money these guys have,
I agree.
they can hire a professional
I
to get
agree.
the job done.
So how?
Hello?
Show me how. Yes, hello.
and these FBI documents you're
Hello?
talking about, right? Those same guys, right, that are a part of the
Hello?
FBI were also there as well. They also have that blackmail on them. You agree, right? They also had the blackmail. Also-
It's going to be a ban. Enjoy the ban, Joe. Sorry, give me
All
a
right,
second.
can I continue now? Can I
Hold
continue?
on.
All right. So you can agree with me that the people that were working in the FBI also were there, right?
He's
Also
gone.
were on the island, right? They were also on the island, right? Most of the people in the FBI, not most, but some. So you can't really trust what the FBI really says.
I don't have
Can
a
you?
reason to assume
you can't.
that the FBI is lying in this situation. It was an independent investigation, and I just don't have a reason to think. I agree with you. Maybe the FBI is lying. But again, I just don't have a reason to think in this specific case that the FBI is lying. What would the FBI have to gain to cover for Jeffrey Epstein? The FBI
And
doesn't
look
have
at,
something to deal with Jeffrey Epstein.
bro, the people in the FBI do, man.
Nicholas Tartaglione was the killer. Look him up. Change my mind. Okay, I'll look it up. I have never heard of that name. So
And look at what Kash Patel says as well. He has changed his opinions and stance many times. Many times. First, he would say that he hasn't killed himself at all. And you can go ahead and look at what he says too. This was before he became what's his role right now? Secretary of Defense, right? Am I tripping, or what's his role in the FBI?
hold on, I'm gonna put away my drawing tablet, and also I gotta find this button. Where the fuck did it go, bro? I lost
Yo,
it.
chat. What was his role in the FBI?
And we got Big
his
League
role
Drew
right now,
donating
Kash
another
Patel's role.
$5 saying, "Don't sweat it, bro. People always gonna suck." Here, I'll read Taglione thing. I've not heard of that, so I'll look it up. Hold on, give me a sec. I gotta unplug this thing. There, don't screw up the stream. I hope. All right.
Yo, Chad, what was Kash Patel's role in the FBI right now? What's the role? It's like Secretary of Defense, right? Or director, yeah. Exactly. So the shit he said before joining the FBI,
All right, so let's take a look
it's
here.
suspicious. It's suspicious, man. It's genuinely so suspicious. You gotta look at it. He even said it himself. That's not how cells work. He did not kill himself at all. Yeah, director of FBI. Yeah.
Let's see here. So, former police officer sentenced to 4 consecutive life sentences for 2016 quadruple murder. Damian Williams, the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, announced that Nicholas Tartaglione was sentenced today to 4 consecutive life sentences on his leadership role in the 2016 murders of Martin Luna, Urbano Santiago, Miguel Luna, and Hector Gutierrez. Tartaglione, who is a former police officer orchestrating the kidnapping and murders of all 4 victims on April 11th of 2016. He was sentenced today by U.S. District Judge of Kenneth M. Carras. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams says Nicholas Tartaglione was brutally and senselessly murdered Martin Luna over money and then ruthlessly executed Urbano Santiago, Miguel Luna, and Hector Gutierrez simply because that they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. He tried to cover up his crimes by burying all 4 victims in a shallow grave on his property. Thanks to the tireless efforts of countless law enforcement officers at the federal, state, and local level, the relentless pursuit of justice by career prosecutors in my office, Tartaglione has now been held accountable for his reprehensible crimes. Today's sentence of 4 consecutive life terms justly reflects the pain and suffering each victim underwent at Tartaglione's hands. I hope what does this have to do with Epstein? Here, I'll look it up. Nicholas Tartaglione was Jeff's cellmate. He strangled people. He was the insight enforcer for the mafia or some shit. Seriously. All right, well, let me see here. Because this guy, because Tartaglione, right, if I'm not mistaken, he was escorted out of the cell 2 weeks prior. So how would Tartaglione get to Epstein?
Because he would know how the prison.
He was
how
out
the
2
cell
weeks earlier.
operates.
He was transferred 2 weeks earlier. And this is during lockdown. Again, this is middle of the night. He would be in a cell. How exactly does he get out of the cell and then murder him? Makes no sense. He would have 2 doors that he would have to get through. Which, by the way, showed no tampering.
But you need to understand this. These are professionals. These are professional killers.
All right, former cellmate of Jeffrey Epstein sentenced to life in prison for murdering 4 men. Tartaglione was sentenced Monday, 4 consecutive life prison sentences. A former police officer turned drug dealer, 11 counts of murder, 4 counts of kidnapping resulting in death, 1 kidnapping conspiracy, and count of narcotics conspiracy. Unfortunately, we've got Big League Drew donating $5 USD saying the guards, dude, come on. I'm just saying that the conspiracy is highly plausible with some evidence to suggest it was true. But the problem is 2 weeks prior, he had been removed. Jeffrey Epstein was physically alone at the time of his death. And secondly, the guards were asleep and the entire West Wing was in lockdown. You cannot access Jeffrey Epstein's cell without opening one of those doors, and both guards were asleep. So how? Again, how?
Brother, you you need to understand. They're professionals, man. They're
But
professionals.
How?
The
Show
guy,
me how.
the guy was in that same
Mechanically,
cell.
tell me how.
The guy was in that same cell.
He was escorted out 2 weeks prior. No,
and
he
you're
wasn't.
you're relying on the FBI,
All right,
man.
well, then I can't.
The
I mean, if I
info that's
can't trust,
given by
if I can't
FBI,
trust
bro.
any information, and I just have to go with whatever the conspiracy is, then, I mean, that's you, man. I'm not that. I need empirical evidence behind that. You have to show me, hey, this is the case. The best thing I got is FBI evidence. At least I'll sit there and actually look up the FBI evidence and see what it
But
says.
it's all adding up together. The guards were asleep.
It doesn't.
The
add
cameras
all
were cut
together.
off.
It doesn't
All
add
right.
all together.
The footage was cut off.
It doesn't
All
add all
right.
together.
You. It's too much for it to not be a coincidence.
It seems plausible. It seems like it makes sense. But then when you look at the evidence,
You can even look up what Kash
maybe
Patel
it's not
has
as-
said when he was looking into this. He said himself, and this was before he joined the FBI, right?
Yeah,
This was
well,
before that.
Just so you're aware, Kash Patel is like he's a classic conspiracy theorist. So it doesn't surprise me that he does that.
He's bro.
Let's see. Big League Drew says, bro, the guards were not asleep. They let him in. The other prisoners heard the struggle, yelling from Jeff's cell when he died. The video was edited. They're never going to admit it, but look with your eyes. Okay, well then, if you have evidence of that conclusive, I'd be glad to take a look at it. I'm not someone that is afraid or just like, I don't have a dog in this fight, right? If you have that evidence, I'll side with you. If you have that.
You
Also,
should
I really
go and-
appreciate
you
the
should go and
$10
look at
USD.
what
That is
Kash-
wild,
what-
Big League Drew.
You should go
Jesus.
and look at
what
what
is your
Kash
job?
said.
Like, how do I get your job, bro? I do not have that much expendable income. That's wild. Thank you.
You should look at what Kash said, man. That's what I'm gonna say. Look at what Kash said,
All right.
and just don't even rely on what the FBI got to say when most
So
of these
you
guys.
should trust Kash Patel, who's the leader of the FBI, but we can't trust
This was
the
before
FBI
he
at
joined
the
the
same time.
FBI.
Okay.
This was before he
I'm
joined
just
the
saying,
FBI.
like, that's kind of weird. Like, why would you?
This was before he joined the FBI.
I'm
Once
just saying,
he
don't you
joined,
find that a little
his stance
inconsistent?
immediately changed.
Isn't that a little inconsistent in your mind? Like, considering William Robbins says, are we finding the tiger? No, we're done with the tiger. We found the tiger. Tiger's done. No more tiger. Sorry. We were looking for this tiger for forever in this dungeon, and it just was impossible to get him. And so we had to do some crazy stuff. We had to cheat to get him. It's such a shame that I had to, but I did. Anyway, I don't know what else to tell you, bro. Let's see if we can get some more calls. I'm gonna take more calls, but obviously if we don't get a call, I don't mind. Oh, he left. It's okay. I remain unconvinced. But if you have that evidence, Big League Drew. Big League Drew says, I'm an automotive technician. Last one, though. Check out Whitney Webb on this. Kash Patel sucks. You can look up Whitney Webb. Let's see here. Whitney Webb. What do I need to know about Whitney Webb? Ooh, phone call.
Ooh.
You're on the line with First Amender.
Hey, first is Rob. How you doing?
Hey, Rob, how you doing? Are we going to get the Battle
All right,
of the
man.
Yunks?
I don't know. I saw him in the thing.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be today.
We're going to the Battle. No, it's on Thursday, I think. We're getting the Battle of the Yunks.
Oh, that's right. I'm thinking it's Thursday. It's Wednesday. Oh,
Yeah, it's Wednesday. Tomorrow.
Okay. Oh, you doing extra days? I'm kind of losing my track.
Well,
with
I made a
with the-
mistake. I was supposed to. I thought I was streaming on the Speakeasy podcast, and then I realized that I was a week too early. I placed the calendar item, and so I was ready to go, and I was like mentally prepping for that whole thing, only to find out nope, did not have to stream today.
What is the Speakeasy?
Oh, it's a small podcast. It's like kind of like a right wing podcast.
Oh, you going up there? Okay. All right. But no, two things. On the Epstein thing, if you have a bunch of people who are in on it that work there, and they already showed you that it's 3 minutes a break in the action, you don't think that something can happen in 3 minutes with people that are in on it?
Maybe.
Okay. I mean, I can't definitively say one way or the other like you, but the way you were like so adamant about it, I'm like, It
Well,
seems pretty simple.
so like I'm open to the idea that maybe Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself. I'm saying that I sat down and I was like, okay, I was actually convinced that he was murdered. And so I decided to sit down and read the relevant information on the topic at the time. I mean, I guess it's been a while. So, but
Yeah.
you know, I remained convinced that that my position is correct on this. I looked at it originally and I was like, okay, well, let's look at the info. And I looked at it honestly. I believe that that he was murdered. And then after looking at the evidence, I was like, okay, I can't really reconcile all of this evidence. I was like, there's no way for me to argue that, okay, it was that he was murdered. There is no argument.
Do you not think that is? I mean, if people are in on it, that in itself could be whatever. I mean, but
sure,
you
it's
seem
totally
to think
plausible. Totally plausible. I'm not saying that it couldn't happen. I'm saying, but what I need is after having reviewed the evidence, I need to understand how mechanically you can get a guy in the middle of the night killing Epstein, right? When the entire prison, that entire West Wing is in lockdown.
because someone opened it.
Okay, but the only way to open it is through the guards, and the guards were asleep the entire time.
Okay, now.
So how do you open it?
That might. Well, the thing is, if when it went out for 3 minutes, that may have been the plan. Is that plausible?
Maybe, but the guards were asleep the whole time.
It could have been faking it, or it actually could have been asleep.
I think, man, think about it this way, right? You're there and you've got like, and let's assume just a regular 8-hour shift, you know, guard duty. And your job is to go through some boring old hallways.
People. I get it.
Yeah, they're
People
probably like, in my opinion, I'm like, this guy's asleep. This guy is asleep. Why would I assume otherwise?
But I'm saying if it was done, well, I'm saying it's not like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't know either way, but it's very plausible that when you just lay that out, if this is a plan and the people that work there are in on it, that is easy to do. Easy. And then when you add, it was off for 3 minutes, how long do you think it takes for people to go in there to do that?
To go in and I think it takes longer than 3 minutes to get to the top floor or to get to the sixth floor. I don't know if it was the top floor. I think there was like 9 floors, but they had to get to the top floor.
But I mean, the people could be outside of that floor and just, okay, how's that go?
How would what go?
Okay, it's out for 3 minutes. Let's go.
Okay, how do you get all the way to the end of the hallway? No cameras detecting you. Go up 6 flights of stairs. Get to Jeffrey Epstein's cell, totally undetected. Open Jeffrey Epstein's, choke him, leave. How?
So the cameras that were out, now they showed 3 minutes. Is it plausible that it could have been 30 minutes and it was adjusted to say 3 minutes?
No. Those are hard coded. You can't just change that. The time is what it is.
If it benefited everybody to believe that and to sell that story.
I mean, again, like here's the thing, man. I go in the realm of evidence, not based on, whatever it is that people want to believe, right? I get like, it would be like the idea of a conspiracy sounds like freaking amazing. And like, we got to try all of it. And let's be honest, right? The whole Epstein thing, that in and of itself, even assuming that he killed himself, is still an incredible story. Like, these people need to be tried to put up to justice, and they themselves should go to jail being associated with this freak. Like, that in and of itself is already incredible. I just don't, after everything is said and done, I just don't believe that he was murdered. I don't believe it. I think he killed himself.
it's crazy that the only person in jail is a woman, and she's in minimum security prison right now.
Yeah, she got transferred with Donald Trump's assistance.
Right.
That's wild.
But no. But what I'm saying is that if they're, so you're saying in 3 minutes, you don't think that, so you're saying nobody can come through up to the first floor, up to the 6th floor without them showing up on camera?
Correct. And it's not like all the cameras were not functioning. The cameras were functioning. It was just specific cameras that were not functioning, which that's really common given any security system. Doesn't matter if it's a prison security system or not. It happens all the time.
Right. So are you saying that you don't think that there could have been glitches on all the cameras?
I mean, if you
30
have,
seconds
say,
here.
for example, a rebooting of the DVR,
Uh-huh.
it's not that it's a glitch. It's that it was likely being rebooted during a time, which, by the way, is pretty standard procedure to just reboot to ensure
Okay.
that the proper
All right.
functionality of the device during
Right.
normal business hours.
Here's the obvious thing. What about the guards did it themselves?
They were sleeping.
What were they doing those 3 minutes? We'll never know because it's not
They
on
were
camera.
sleeping. No, that is on camera. They were sleeping.
No.
Yeah,
Right.
it is.
They were
That's on
sleeping
camera. They
prior
were sleeping.
and after. Prior and after.
They were sleeping.
How long were they sleeping?
I don't know, actually. I don't know the exact amount, but they were sleeping the entire time.
Right. Well, what I'm saying to you, like, again, going with the mindset that, okay, they're in on it. We're just trying to prove a way that it could easily happen. And
Yeah.
the people that are right there on camera sleeping, and then once the power, it resets itself, or the power's out, or whatever happens, now, suppose they're not sleeping then.
I don't, maybe, but I just don't, there's no evidence of that.
Of course there isn't, because they were shut. There's no footage for a 3 minute period.
For specific cameras.
The camera where the guards are right outside. Yes. Did it show him being alive?
Well, so they find that that for a significant portion of the night, as well as into the early morning, the guards were asleep. Confirmed.
No, I'm saying, does the camera show Epstein being alive, or
Yeah.
does it show?
Just an FYI,
It
right? Epstein had been held to have, he was supposed to be checked every 30 minutes because of his suicide risk. And they did not check. They just went to sleep. They just didn't make the required checks. They falsified log entries to indicate that they had done them.
Well, hell, that's simple enough. If they knew he was going to kill himself, hey, there's a couple bucks to sit on camera. Well, a lot of bucks. You're going to do 7-8 months in prison.
What?
Have them in it.
How long were they sent for
And-
prison for that? I don't know.
I have no idea.
All right, let's look at that. Up.
And-
Hold on.
But here's the thing. And you let him do what he wanted to do.
Yeah, I believe that they were they were charged specifically for falsifying records. It was 6 months supervised, released, and 100 hours of community
There you
service.
go.
So you're saying
Somebody
that they
give
were
you some
given
money,
a couple of bucks to fall asleep? So how do you open the guard doors?
You had 3 minutes to open them.
How?
If the thing is off for 3 minutes, at minimum, we know it was.
The entire camera
cameras off
system
for
was not
3
off for 3 minutes.
But the camera
It was
system where
specific.
they were
It was
off for 3
specific
minutes.
cameras.
The cameras where they were, correct?
Let me look that up.
And that's the number I had in my
Hmm.
mind, though, 6 months.
So there was a
I
gap.
didn't.
There was a gap in released video. So the DOJ released
Uh-huh.
surveillance footage from the camera recording in the tier near Epstein's cell. So this is not when the guards were asleep. They're just showing an area near Epstein's cell, and there was a noticeable jump in the timestamp between 11:58 p.m. and 12 a.m. You know, I find that it's about 1 minute gap in the recording. So,
Mm-hmm.
and check this out, right? Officials at the time said the gap was due to the system's nightly automatic reset of the recording system. This is from Granite
That's
Discovery.com.
plausible.
But
That's
this is what I'm
plausible.
saying, right? It's like, hey, 11:58 p.m. to 12 a.m. I'm like, that sounds like IT has set up an automated reboot of the system to ensure proper functionality during normal business hours. That is super common. That happens all the
But here's
time.
the thing. Don't they usually do reboots between 2 and 3 o'clock?
No, you do it during times where there's not a backup and when there's nothing going to be happening.
Well, people are going to be more awake at 12 than at 2. Every time with like my banking,
I mean,
any type of
sure.
services.
Again, it comes down to IT's discrepancy as to whether or not they want 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like it's entirely in at the discrepancy
At the behest.
of the
At their behest.
of the IT guy, right? There's not like that. There's a regulation that says thou must reboot at 10 p.m. Like it's not a thing. IT guy is just going to follow best practice, and then they just pick a time. And seeing it exactly 12 a.m., that's a great, yeah, they probably listed on it, hey, 12 a.m., reboot. Do it automatically. Do it on a weekly basis or a daily basis. Really common. Happens all the time.
Again, like I said, the ones that I see and I see them pretty regularly, it's always between 2. It's at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock.
What
But
again?
I'm not-
IT
I'm fine.
discrepancy,
It's-
right? I'm in IT, man. I know exactly how this shit works. I know. Like
Does it
when it
not-
comes to
but does
camera
it not-
systems, super common to have a daily reboot schedule or a weekly reboot schedule.
Do they not usually do it more at 2 and 3 o'clock than they do at 12?
Big League Drew says the video they released is from different sources clipped together. The aspect ratio even changes. The metadata proved it. It's fake footage. I think likely what happened is they probably ran it through Adobe Premiere, which strips metadata footage. So that would be why. If they're editing footage, they probably grabbed the footage, exported it, and then loaded it into Adobe Premiere. And then when they needed to put it all together, it stripped the metadata. That's how that works. Again, totally plausible.
Right. Isn't it plausible that it was edited at that time when you're going through these different sources? Is that plausible?
Is what plausible?
That it was edited.
I suppose it could be possible, but the editing would be splicing a lot of footage together. And honestly, if they wanted to fake it, like you wouldn't cut out like literal 3 minutes for people to speculate on, right? You'd probably would just grab some footage of nothing happening and just splice it together.
They wanted to get the hold up to a higher standard, though. Right? They wanted to hold it to when you want to hold it to a higher standard.
Hold what to a higher standard?
This whole operation just splicing things together. That's going to look sloppy.
I mean, they took footage from multiple sources, and that's what they got.
Okay. Again, I'm not trying to really try either side, but it was just that you were so adamant about that. No. No.
Well, I
believe
believe it. I believe it because I've read the information, and I can't figure out how you get a killer in Jeffrey Epstein's cell to kill him. I don't know how you managed to pull that off. It makes no sense.
The guards could have done it.
The guards were
That's pretty
asleep.
simple to me.
Guards confirmed to be asleep.
We know that for 3 minutes,
Even
there's
up until the
nothing there.
morning. They were asleep a majority of the time.
I've worked night and I've seen people go to sleep. They don't usually sleep that heavy to go like 4 hours of sleep.
That's heavy. That's 4 hours? Bro, that is so much.
That's a lot of
Big League
paperwork
Drew
to
says the
backlog
guards
and
were not
back
regular
time.
guards. He donated another $10 super chat. Thank you very much, Big League. Saying the guards were not regular guards and they weren't sleeping. They were actively browsing the internet during the time period people said that they were sleeping. The data proves this. So they
Show
were
it.
asleep a
Show it.
majority of the time, but yes, they were also browsing the internet. Yeah,
Again,
they
I'm
were
just
like
saying
they
that
were. It's again, this is corroborates that they were slacking off. Not that there was a giant billionaire cabal to kill Jeffrey Epstein. Honestly, if they wanted to kill Jeffrey Epstein, they probably would have killed him before he went into prison. That would have been a pain in the ass to deal with a prison, as opposed to just kill him in his house. Go anywhere. Like you could have killed him any other way. He could have been shot in the sky through one of his planes. Like, as soon as he's in prison, bruh, how are you going to get what billionaire? How exactly are you going to pull that off? Billionaire? It's not a money problem. It's like a logistics problem. Like, it is no longer like, ooh, I have so much money and now I'm going to get this guy killed.
you don't think they could pay somebody on the inside to do it?
Totally possible. Too bad the guards were asleep
Okay.
to not allow anybody in. I'm still stuck on
But
that. That's a
maybe
that's a
the
big
guards did
problem.
But you're acting as though the guards themselves couldn't have done it, or
Totally
the guards
possible.
went to
They
sleep,
were asleep.
or right
At the time of
or-
his death,
no,
the guards were asleep.
You just neglect the 3 minute period.
No, I
Or-
neglected 3 minutes because there's an automatic reboot scheduled at 12 a.m. That's why.
According to them.
Well, now at this point, it's just conspiracy brain, right? It's not taking it like rigorous or like empirically at all. Big League Drew says, what about the van that showed up that did not get recorded? As said in a 4chan post, confirmed been from a prison guard there. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not going to trust 4chan as a source. You're going to have to do better than 4chan. You have to show me some credible source, not 4chan. 4chan is not a good source.
Again, I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just saying that it seems pretty plausible to me that the fix could have been in.
Yeah, I thought
I
thought it was plausible too, right? I was on your side here where I was like, Jeffrey Epstein was likely murdered. I don't have a dog in the fight. Like I wanted Jeffrey Epstein to have been murdered, right? Because I'm like, the story is incredible in and of itself. And it's like, and I thought it was super suspicious. So I took the time to read about it. And then I was like, oh crap, it's way less interesting than I thought it was going to be.
I don't care one way or the other, honestly. I don't. But it's plausible both ways. Second thing I want to talk to you about, that what is the percentage of people
All right, he says,
with this
Big League Drew says 4chan
genetic
just isn't the source. The FBI investigated. Thank you very much for the $5 super chat saying the FBI investigated it and found the guard who posted it. That's from the FBI. Look it up. Okay, I again, like, what do I look up? What am I looking up here? If 4chan source FBI investigation, like, if you want me to look something up, tell me what to look up.
All right. Now, what percentage of the trans community has that genetic condition that you're referring to?
So people
What's
that
in your
had
own
self-identified, I think it was over 98% had these brain morphologies.
No. I said genetic, not self-identified.
No, I'm saying people that
active.
trans people that self-identified, they say that they're trans. When they analyzed their brain, they found that they possess these unique brain phenotypes. 98% self-affirmed.
What brain phenotype?
They're the unique brain phenotypes regarding the subcortical volumes of the brain. Pretty cool, right?
Okay, I'm listening.
This is pretty cool. It's amazing.
I think it's bullshit. 98%.
98%. Yeah, I looked it up.
That sounds like the 98%.
I know, it was a wild number. I was like, no fucking way.
Exactly. You probably still don't believe it, do you? That's way too high.
I thought it was incredible. I thought it was an incredible finding.
Even for you, that's still too high, though, right?
No, I mean, it's possible. Like, they just found like a really good brain phenotype. They were like, oh, look at this, and then they were able to find out people who self-affirm possess these brain phenotypes. Pretty cool. That's statistically significant. That's why the paper was released. It's good paper.
Who are the people that did this stuff? These people,
the Enigma Transgender Persons Working Group.
Thank you.
Published in the NIH.
No more questions, Your Honor.
I mean, you're just like you're asking, hey, where's this trans research? Oh, it was by a group that researches trans things. Like, what do you? Of course, that's what you're gonna find. Like, what do you mean? When would there ever be a case where that wouldn't be the case? Like, oh, we've got some. What is it? A non. They never study anything trans. Now all of a sudden studying trans people. Like, what are you talking about? What is this?
I give you an example.
It's like, oh, Planned Parenthood did a study on abortion. Oh, wow, amazing. What do you think?
There's a guy in Japan who was trying to prove that the original peoples in China were Chinese people. He come to find out that they were African. He wanted to be Chinese. That was his objective. But he found out that they were African.
Mm-hmm.
And he released findings. Sometimes it works out that way.
Okay.
Sometimes it doesn't.
What's your
but
point?
You can't tell me an organization that is objectively pro-trans comes out with a study that says, oh, 98%.
Their job is studying trans people. That's what they do.
Are they
pro-trans
or against trans?
I mean, it's not really like a pro or against. It's learning trans people.
Wait, are they unbiased? Would you say they were unbiased?
I mean, it's like a giant medical body. I don't have any reason to think that they're going to be like super biased in favor of trans people. Like, it's just a giant medical body that's studying trans people. That's it.
98% on something like that
Crazy
is
number,
insane.
I know. I agree.
It's insane.
It's insane.
It's so high.
I agree.
It's so high. It's implausible.
I was amazed by it too. I refuse
to believe it. It sounds like
all right, man. But hey, dude, you know what? You got other problems, man, because it's not just the study. There's dozens of studies just like this. You just got to pick it up and look. You just got to look at it. No, I'm saying you got to look at empirical basis to the existence of trans people. I'm telling you, you're going to find it if you look. It's there.
Now,
the question is whether or not people are willing to acknowledge it.
There are people who are born with both sex organs.
Yep, intersex conditions.
And
as common as 1 in 100 people. If you consider less extreme genital aberrations such as hypospadias.
If you have to add that means the number's wrong. If you said as many as 1 in 100 people.
Well, so a hypospadia is an intersex condition. It's not an extreme genital aberration. Right? But it is an intersex condition. If you count less extreme genital aberrations, intersex conditions are as common as 1 in 100.
When you have to give outliers like that, when you have to
it's not an outlier.
It with that,
it's 1 in 100.
Well, I'm sorry. I corrected myself. When you have to preface it that way, that means it's not actually. That's not the actual number. Those are not the actual numbers.
Those are the actual numbers. I have a book that shows exactly that.
If you don't count or if you count, that means that you're changing.
Yeah, if you have less extreme genital aberrations. But again, if you're talking about an intersex condition where here's the typical condition. If you're male, here's the typical condition. If you're female and you're seeing the opposite happen, that would be an intersex condition, right? But again, it's
You
not a
are
super
changing the
extreme genital
criteria.
aberration, right? You don't
When
have
you
to like
say-
have a dick and a vagina for it to be considered a genital aberration of an intersex condition.
What's the criteria then?
That's what I'm saying. The criteria can differ depending on who you ask. I'm saying if
Okay,
you
the
involve
criteria can differ depending on who you ask.
hypospadias, which is it is an intersex condition, a hypospadia, it can be thought of, intersex conditions can be thought of as common as 1 in 100 people. That's true.
What you just said was that if you don't count actual physical evidence, it
Oh
could
my
be
God.
as high as 1 in
Hypospadia
100.
is physical evidence.
What is it?
I'll pull it up.
I'm asking you.
I want to make sure I get it right because I remember
Well, you-
reading it in a book, but I don't know exactly what it. Okay, so under the
Don't filibuster with it, though. Don't filibuster with it.
hypospadia is a congenital condition in males in which the opening of the urethra is on the underside of the penis.
That sounds like a physical abnormality.
It is an atypical intersex condition. Some people, because it is a less of a genital aberration, people may or may not consider it to be an intersex condition, but it is because it is a sex atypical formation.
That last sentence, is that what they said, or you saying that?
Huh? I'm saying. Well, I mean, I could here. I'll pull up the book.
No. But it is part. Is that you saying that, or is that them? Exactly.
It's them. It's them
That's
saying
your
it.
opinion.
It's them saying it. No, this is Brain Gender by Melissa Hines. Here you go. I'll read this.
No, that
portion
last
right here.
sentence. But it is because
Hold on. All right. And I've read this portion before, but here, this is for you. We ask new parents, is it a girl or is it a boy? And assume that the answer will be easy. Penis and scrotum define a boy, clitoris and labia a girl. However, parents and even pediatricians sometimes find it difficult to answer this seemingly simple question. This is because some children are born with intersex conditions where the external genitalia are ambiguous, neither clearly male nor clearly female. This type of intersex condition where the genitalia are so ambiguous that the sex assignment is difficult probably occurs in about 1 in 12,000 births, although population data that would provide these precise figures are not available. In addition, the incidence of intersex births depend on some extent on how intersex is defined. Certain conditions that involve less extreme genital aberration sometimes are also referred to as an intersex. These include, for instance, hypospadias, where the urethra does not reach the tip of the penis, but the genitalia are clearly those of a male. If all such syndromes are included, intersex births can be thought of as frequent as 1 in 100. This is Brain Gender by Melissa Hines. It is an authoritative body on congenital conditions of the brain and how this affects your gender. They go through not only the neurology of it, but also the psychology behind it.
okay. Now, what you were saying the whole time was that now if we change the criteria, and they said some people or can be viewed.
Again, it's
there
not
was
really
the only
changing criteria. Like that's not what's being said.
When it was definitive, they said 1 in 1,200 or 12,000.
For extreme
when they
genital
start saying-
aberrations. Do you not understand?
No. When they said it could be
Why is this so
considered,
hard for you to understand?
because you're not understanding. Listen to what
No,
I'm
no, I
saying.
am understanding exactly
No.
what you're saying. You're saying,
No,
okay,
no,
well,
no,
listen, these
listen.
extreme genital aberrations, they don't count. Even though you didn't even know what a hypospadia was until now, nor do you even understand what are the mechanics behind a hypospadia that results in it being an intersex condition.
Can I speak now?
Go ahead.
All right, good. Yeah. Now, what you just read in the book, what it said was when it was definitive. These are this is the criteria. It said 1 in 12,000. And then it said, however,
Yep.
depending upon...
No.
It says that.
What it said was it was 1 in 12,000 when it is where it is very difficult to tell whether or not it is a male or a female based on the external genitalia. It's difficult for even pediatricians to figure it out. That's 1 in 12,000. But there are less extreme genital aberrations, which are intersex conditions and can be thought of as intersex because of the mechanics behind it.
Stop
like
right
a hypospadia, which is thought as frequent as 1 in 100.
Did you hear what you read?
You're killing
you
me,
said,
bro.
and
Killing me, bro.
can be thought.
Well,
You
I don't
said
know what else
and
to tell
can
you.
be thought of as.
All right,
Did
well,
it not say that?
I'll
And
let
can
you go
be
to
thought
bed
of
thinking
as?
about that, I guess. I don't know.
But did you not read and can be thought of?
I don't know what to tell you, dude. We gotta agree to disagree. I'm sitting here and I've repeated it over and over.
What you said, though?
What?
Can you agree with what you said? It said and can be thought of as, right?
Yeah.
All right.
And?
So that's not definitive, is it?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Now you're going to sit there and just lie to us.
I'm
like
not
that.
lying to you. What do you think?
If it says
Like, how do you
can be
explain?
thought of.
How do you explain these neurological conditions? How do you explain
How do
that
you
when we
explain
measure the
how can
physical
you
brain
explain
of a
language?
trans person, that they have differences in the subcortical volumes of their brain depending on their direction of gender identity as well as their sex? Why do we observe that? Why would we see that?
I'm gonna make it.
If
so
it's
much
just
simpler than
bullshit,
that.
why do we
Let's-
see that?
let's-
No.
let's
I
observe the
genuinely.
English language.
What causes that? What do you think that is?
Genuinely.
Yeah, what do you think it is?
If they're saying can be, possible,
Oh my God, bro.
maybe.
Bruh, you're in denial. I don't know what to tell you.
No, you're in denial.
No, I am not
If
in
that
denial.
person-
You're in denial.
If that person was definitive and it was factual,
Yeah.
she would have said that. She
Okay.
said can be.
Yeah.
If you're
Well-
saying can be, it could also cannot be.
Well, good talk,
Yes
I
or no?
guess.
Yes or no, though? That's a
Hmm?
yes or no question.
What? I don't agree with the framing of your question. I don't agree with you.
It's
We just have to
factual,
agree
though.
to disagree. I
using,
don't know what to tell
I'm
you.
using your source. Your source says
Yep.
it can be. If you say it can be, that means it can also cannot be, according to your source.
No. You have anything else, dude?
Nah, you have a good one, man.
All right.
I hate that you won't answer and accept that, but you have a good
I
night.
won't accept it. See ya. All right. I want to continue, but I gotta work in the morning.
I would like to have to say something, Amanda.
Hmm.
I was
I gotta
listening
go.
to a whole about
Go ahead. What's up?
to the Epstein case with the murder.
I gotta
I was
get
thinking-
going. I gotta get going. Can you make it this quick?
Okay. My thought was like maybe something in between. Maybe he was blackmailed to kill himself and got taught like, listen, bro, at 12 there's a reboot. The guards will be asleep. There's your chance.
Great. Then why would they want to do that? Why not just let him kill himself?
No, I mean,
Just saying, like, seems
you,
like a
you
lot
can
of
also
work.
blackmail someone to kill himself. You can blackmail someone
Sure.
to kill himself by threatening him with something he loves more than his own life.
Sure. Maybe. Evidence? I hold my hand out for evidence. I'd love to see that.
It
Some
states,
evidence
it
behind
states,
that. I would love that.
My idea is just like it is as good as he killed himself. It
Well, I'm
loves
saying,
goes
like,
to the same road. He killed himself.
evidence, right? A paper trail, anything. Show me anything, and then I will believe you.
Just a theory.
All
The
right.
another thing I
That's what I'm
thought, like
saying.
you
It's
would
just
say,
a hypothesis.
the
There's no
guards were
basis.
asleep. But what
It's
about
just a hypothesis.
like what if they brought the killer in before?
I'm just saying it's a hypothesis. That's all we got, right? If you got something definitive that I can look at, glad to look at it. More than happy. We'll go over it.
Then I'm sorry, I have nothing definitive.
Anyway, I gotta get
Are you
going.
taking off?
I gotta get going. I got I have not eaten dinner, and it's almost 10:30. So,
That's what I'm
but
doing.
if you
I was
guys,
waiting for that dude to stop rambling, and I was gonna jump in.
if you guys are, is it quick? I gotta get going. I do.
No, I was actually looking to have a little bit of a dialogue, but if you got to leave, I'm not trying to
I'd
hold you
love
up or
to.
nothing.
Tomorrow we've got a show 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I even start a little bit early, so if you subscribe, turn on that bell notification. I mean, you're in this Discord. I do and add everybody, and I say, hey, I'm streaming. So,
Cool.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Well, have a good night then.
Okay. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna head out. If you guys are not subscribed, please subscribe. I appreciate it. Appreciate y'all very much. Special shout out to God, I'm so bad with names. Shit. Big League Drew with lots and lots and lots of donations, which is wild to me. I thank you very much for that. You absolutely do not have to do that, but I appreciate you very much for going out of your way to do that. So I appreciate it. Thank y'all very much. Have a great rest of your day. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.